Dynamite, we're live, or at least as live as we're going to get around here. My name is Walt, and this is a actual play going out on the Galaxy's Edge podcast. And Swordfish is laughing because he's probably thinking I'm going to be going into the usual rhetoric. But today we are testing out Galaxy's Edge in the Super 6 system, trying it out to see if it fits inside a set of Leej Armor, and whether or not the pew-pews go and do. We have a pretty auspicious table here today. Starting from my right to my left, I have Tony B.
How's it going?
I have J.R. Handley playing Digger.
Good afternoon.
Wow, that was anticlimactic. We'll get back to you. Nick Cole rocking a prowling character.
You know me from the role of balls. Sorry.
Is that like the guy in The Simpsons? You've seen me in other such.
I'm actually Troy McClure. You may have seen me from such self-help videos as "Eat Yourself Thin" and "Raise Your Own T-Rex."
That was a masterpiece. You deserved a Tony for that one.
Absolutely.
I was thinking because of all the cancellations going on today, and The Simpsons is just literally self-annihilating. As I was lifting weights, and I was thinking, I would have been really happy with Troy McClure's career arc as an actor. Just sort of like down and out. Like I did a few movies and then just parlayed that into the con and what is that infomercial circuit. I'd have been really happy with that. But I really just maxed it at Shakespeare in the Park and a pizza commercial.
He would be doing like Flex Seal.
Yeah,
I can just picture Nick when he's
Nicole asks me all the time. She's like, "Is there any commercial you wouldn't do?" And I'm like, "No, there's no commercial." And she's like stuff with your junk, and I'm like, "Yeah, I would do that." Like, I'm sorry, my junk does not work, and this helps. I would do anything but stuff, all that kind of stuff.
So do you narrate your own, like with voiceover? Do you narrate your own exercise? Lift things up, put things down.
Exactly.
And then
I want to narrate all the books, but Jason won't let me.
Don't they code in on it?
Last but not least, we have Dark Ops 0117 Swordfish.
Howdy.
Right on. So today we are, like I said, we are trying out Galaxy's Edge inside of the Super 6 system, and here we go. You guys get an incoming communication several days ago from Colonel Thomas, and Colonel Thomas flashes across all of your HUDs, and you get attention. Strike Team Raven. Subject: Fragmentary Order. Target identified. Nasia Kai, leader of the Archer Directorate Mercenary Cartel, has been verified on the planet Morrison. Track local asset Dokut Nal Kivada to Market Square for positive ID of Archer asset. And then follow Archer asset to objective Stonebreak to ascertain Archer operations on Morrison. And finally, rumored industrial complex for producing biological agent a possibility. Render cloaking over objective Stonebreak inoperative. Capture target Kai if possible. Legion Colonel Thomas out.
I love it.
You guys go to the market. You make contact with your Kublaran representative, who then gets you into the marketplace, kind of nondescript, because of course he's going to put a Kublaran blanket over all of you. Even though you make the most horrible Kublarans ever, you guys manage to work your way through the market, get through the crowds, and identify the Archer target. However, after a bout of food poisoning on behalf of your operative, you are discovered, and the Archer asset takes flight. So you guys get into your Doris land vehicle and proceed to give chase. So I need to know who's driving, who's TC, who's in the back seat working the radio, and who's on the gun.
Oh, I'll be on the gun.
Let's introduce what characters we have.
Absolutely, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go the other way this time. Swordfish, who are you playing? Other than his radio.
Sorry, I'm a potato. Designated marksman.
You're a potato, designated marksman.
I'm a potato for forgetting my mic, like you.
Yes, I do that all the time. It's horrible. But then again, I have a giant dog that acts like an alarm. Nick, who are you playing?
I'm playing Darius Sladicaletti, and I believe I do infiltration and stealth stuff and prowl. I think the class we would call this is Prowler. Is that what we're doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I do nasty things quietly.
We
Some
love
dark
that.
alley shit. I like it.
Hell yeah. We got Digger.
Outstanding. So I am the Sab Gunner. So
Oh,
in-42 is life.
you are the heavy.
And I am playing Shiloh Knuckleball Pereira, and I am the team sniper rocking the N18.
Right on. All right, so I need to know who's driving.
I'll take the wheel.
You will take the wheel. So we are going to give you control of. There we go. All right, so you have control of that vehicle all the way to the upper left.
Got it. Am I here?
Yep, you should be able to move that around. There we go. All
All
right,
right.
so you track this guy as you guys go to the as you guys exit the market. You get into your own vehicle and you track this guy, and he is up here. If you look at the very top of the map, they're not that big. There we go. Scroll yours. All right, so you're going to be up at the top of the map. You guys are about a little less than a kilometer away. There's 4 guys in this broken down truck. It's a 6-wheeled vehicle. It's handling the terrain pretty good, but you can tell if you guys just get a couple of shots on it, you might be able to disable it. However, guidance from higher is definitely to follow to Objective Stonebreak, which is supposedly their hidden base. You guys are following at about like a little less than a kilometer. There's dust. There's all sorts. I mean, every once in a while, you guys round a corner, and there's all sorts of wadis and deep sand pits, but your vehicle is handling it pretty well. So you guys got enough room to get shots out if you need to, and of course, you have Digger on the N2 up above.
The thing I would be concerned about is he fled the market, kind of sensing that someone was onto him, right? Was he aware that it was us?
Yeah, you guys were definitely made.
So most likely he's leading us into a trap. That would be my guess.
It's very possible.
Okay, cool.
So,
Hey, Tony, why don't we keep our eyes out and, one of us keeps an eye on the vehicle, and then the other kind of looks ahead to try to scout out stuff.
Yeah, I can kind of keep my eyes on the horizon. I'll watch everything else, make sure there's nothing waiting for us in ambush.
Because you're a sniper, I'd suggest this is the wheelman. I would say, why don't you jump on the satellite sort of imaging system that we have and look at the route that he's heading and see if you can spot a good ambush that he might be driving us into. Then maybe we can avoid that ambush and then hit him or something. Well, we don't. Let's see if we can spot his ambush site.
Yeah, I can do that. I can.
Satellite recon. Yeah.
I'll take care of whatever reconnaissance material we have, and I'll keep an eye on that.
all right, so he's watching you guys. You got a guy on the tail end of that vehicle who's watching you guys pretty close. Every once in a while, he fires a blaster bolt. It doesn't look like he has much control, so every time he fires, it seems like it just seems like he's doing it as more harassing fire than trying to target you. But he takes a sharp right into this small canyon, and the guy that you're actually chasing, who is driving, he's got the hammer down pretty heavy as far as driving as fast as he can without losing control over this very difficult terrain. What are you guys doing?
What air assets do we have?
You have drone assets. You have a slick that is orbiting the area in case you need it, and you have satellite imagery if everything's being broadcast to your HUD.
Let's send the drones out. Let's keep an eye on him so we don't lose him.
Can I, boss? Can I just take a shot at him. Reverse harassing fire.
Reverse
All right, you're gonna. What is your shooting score?
I was asking my my team lead, but
Who's the team
my-
lead?
I would
The
assume
co-emperor
Nicole.
himself.
I don't have to be. I'm just the driver. But for purposes of does anybody want to be team lead?
We nominate you, sir.
I'll be team lead.
It's amazing how that works.
I would say try to take out the guy shooting at us.
Okay.
Don't take out the vehicle. And then I'm going to use my
Okay.
dumb luck to make that corner, and with the hands down.
All right. So, do you have a driving score?
That's why I'm using dumb luck. I have technology.
I will take it, but do you have that at a?
Well, I have reaction at 3D, which is pretty good.
Yeah, you're gonna want to use that.
Yeah.
But that's
I can use composure to be the opposite of Robert De Niro in that John Frankenheimer Paris chase movie, where it seems like Robert De Niro is going to like shit a brick every time he makes a turn. I can do it looking cool, like this is just another day at the beach,
as opposed to the opposite of that.
as opposed to reaction. I can use my 4D or my 3D.
You can actually go athleticism at 3D.
Yeah, okay.
To do that. So probably getting some stunt driving done in the Legion.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to add your 1D of luck, you could do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So you want to go ahead and roll 4d6, take the highest.
I get a 6 on the last dice.
Oh, that's very good. So we got 14. That's going to be an easy turn. So you guys negotiate that turn very easily. And what do you call it? Make no problem. You guys come screaming around that corner, so much so that the back end of the armored vehicle that you guys are driving in slaps part of the wadi a little bit, knocking some of the dust onto Digger a little bit. But he manages to maintain control of that N2 that he's got rocking and rolling. Now, you said you're going to be making a shot, or you're not going to be making a shot?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a shot. So I got shooting long distance 5D.
All right, hit it.
All right, and then I need to use colored die, right?
You want to use, so you got 5 dice, right?
Yes, I have 5 dice.
One of those dice should be odd in some way so that you identify that as your shooting die.
Your last
Okay. All right. So I got a 6 on my shooting die
All right, that's fine. Yep.
and 2 3s and 11, so 17 plus a 6.
Oh God, that's brutal. I don't think he's going to do that well. These. No. So you got 3 degrees of success on him, which is very bad in this system. So you sit there lining it up. There's some choice and colorful swearing going back and forth as Slider is driving, trying to keep you guys from hitting a deep wadi or going over something that would destabilize the shot. And all of a sudden, the blaster rings out. It takes off the guy's shooting arm as well as his head. He collides into the side of the canyon and falls off the vehicle. You hear all sorts of screaming and people pumping their fist in the front of the other vehicle at you, kind of like, oh, we're gonna get you, don't you? They're screaming back at you, and then it looks like right after that happens, they start. If I can control the little tile, they start to make a turn. Going toward their left, so it looks like.
So let me ask you this: can we see any paths that we might be able to direct them where we want?
What do you want to do?
Actually, if I take a look at the drone, if I get the drone up ahead of them, kind of.
Yep.
Can I get an idea of where it looks like they're going, or any ways we might be able to actually get closer to them?
Yeah, absolutely. You can put a drone up.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. While you're doing that, Sarge, they're not going to take us back to their base. They know we're onto them. They're going to send us to an ambush. So let's capture them instead and do a little bit of enhanced conversation. And maybe, just maybe, you can make them talk if you tell them enough horrible jokes. So why don't we try to set up the ambush, and we can use this here in too, and bring some rocks down and block the path so they go where we want them to go.
Yeah, if our drone could show us maybe like so what this looks like, because I have awareness.
Yep.
I think that should be pretty good awareness at 3D,
which is really good. So just to give you guys a kind of like a feeling of what that means. So 3D in something is professional or highly competent, right? So 4D is very good. You're probably the best expert at that, whatever it is, in the area. 5D is like elite. You're pretty much the best on that coast. 6D would be master or world class ability, and 7D you're probably the best in the world. Nobody has been born yet to surpass you. Right? So usually 3D is like super competent. Rangers,
cool.
Special Forces, that kind of deal.
Right.
So what are you doing with your awareness?
So I'm gonna play my awareness to see that, like, it kind of looks like he's about to make a blind turn, and it seems like this rock structure, ping. I don't know if I can't ping. Ping.
Just hold. Yep. Just hold the. If you hold the.
Okay, I see.
Aha.
That rock structure seems like it's gonna block our view.
It is. Yep. That's like a rocky spire.
So,
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
Because I have direct eyes on them, can I relay this information to him directly and give him a bonus because of that?
Absolutely. If he wants to make a roll.
So, boss, I'm going to let you know that I eliminated one target. He's no longer living at all. He was dismounted effectively, and they're turning right up at the pass.
Oh,
Okay.
Dismount is certainly a way to put it.
Yeah, he's been dismounted from his head.
So,
To me, right here, it feels like right here is maybe like does it feel like the contour of the land goes down to here? So like maybe this is a ridge. If he's gonna make this turn here, ping.
Yep, that's where he's turning.
Here, what if we do a sharp turn and off-road down this little hill, assuming this is a grade, and try to intercept.
Cut him off at the pass.
Is that possible?
Oh, I got it.
Absolutely possible. Now you get a ping from right here, right? That's the drone,
Okay.
right? So you get a ping from the drone telling you that north of your position and slightly east is a larger vehicle coming in that kind of matches the same markings as the one you're chasing.
Okay.
But it's coming straight along this route, and it hasn't turned toward you yet.
Okay.
Can I get it in my sights with my N2?
No, there's way too much intervening terrain in between.
I'm gonna let you guys know that vehicle's coming in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell Swordfish to actually keep his eye on the target vehicle, and me and Digger could focus on that one when it does show up. If it immediately goes into being hostile or anything.
Okay. I'll certainly do that.
What I think we should do is, as he makes this turn, ping, I think he's going to head down this way. We'll go here and run off-road. Let's just light him up right here and do a drive-by. And
Hold my N18 sideways.
yeah, let's just light him up with the N2 right here, like disable the vehicle right here, and then this looks like a rock wall or whatever. But basically, we could get ready to engage this, but let's disable this vehicle so we can put him on foot.
Right
That was
on.
freaking standing.
All right, so he makes that turn, and it looks like he's going to end up in the path where you're talking about. Okay. So you can, if you're going along where I think you're going, you can get all the way up to here by the time he's making that turn. So right where you are, right where he is, they're looking. you can see them. You're at a slightly elevated position. They're in like a low wadi, so you can kind of see them below you, and they're just like high-fiving and stuff like that. Kind of like we showed them freaking legionnaires.
So, are these vehicles wheeled vehicles or are they repulsor vehicles?
They're wheeled vehicles, the ones that they're using.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the drone told you that the one coming in from your northeast, that one's tracked.
Oh, okay.
So I have
at an armored personnel carrier or something.
You don't know yet. You'd have to retask the drone. Right now, you guys have the drone marking the follow vehicle. So you guys got the drone sighted in on the vehicle you're following, so that way it can't lose you.
So from this position right now, do we have actual eyes on the target vehicle?
They can't see you, but you can see them.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just temporarily retask, because we've got eyes on the target vehicle at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and retask the other drone to check out that suspicious vehicle.
Okay. And go ahead.
I was just going to say it can move up to where it is right now while you guys are kind of on the move. And it does its little George Jetson thing, but it is going to check out the other vehicle. What are you guys doing?
So I have the 5D. I'm not saying I'm good at this gun, but I've made it my bitch. So the N2 will do what I tell it to. I am going to aim low center mass and take out the tires, because even if I miss, shooting the rocks up could still do the damage for me.
All right. You need to, because of the terrain, elevated position, and you're going to have a slightly more difficult time making the angle on that shot. But if you are as good as you say you are, I don't think you'll have a problem. You need to get a 12 or higher.
All right, and I roll. It says for shooting a dice 3D, 5D heavy machine gun.
Which is what you're using. So 5 dice. So 5d6. One of those die, make sure you peg as your.
Go with the first one.
All right, the first one. All right, that's fine.
And that gives me 22.
Well, no, you're going to take the highest 3, so that'll be 15. So you get 1 success, right? So every 4, when you meet or exceed the target number that you're looking for, that is 1 degree of success. The next 4, that's 2 degrees of success. And every degree, something better happens. So you hear this incredible banging sound as rocks and armor are shredded under the fist-sized bolts coming out of that M2. It looks like the guys take a little bit of like an oh shit moment as they're staring down, trying to figure out what the hell they just hit. And then they look up and see you guys, and even with 1 shredded tire on a 6-wheeled vehicle, he decides to put a little more distance in between you and him. What are you guys doing now?
I'd like to see if I could take a shot at the driver.
Okay.
And so I was looking at the little handout that you gave me for the weapons, it looks like. So how does that affect rolls? Because I see threat bonus and stuff like that.
All right. So a threat bonus, what it does is it differentiates the different degrees of weaponry, right? So the bigger the bonus, the bigger the damage. So when you have a threat bonus of, like, for example, what do you have? 3?
Yeah, sniper blaster.
Okay, so if you got that N18 rocking a 3 threat bonus, what's going to happen is when you shoot and do damage, you're going to add that 3 to whatever the overage is over that roll, and that will add to the amount of, like, whether or not you get 1 success, 2 successes, or 3 successes.
Okay, got it.
All right.
So again, gonna take a shot at the driver, see if I can incapacitate or dismember him. And that would be on my shooting die. I got a 1, but on the other dies, I got 10. Sorry, I can do math. 19. So 20. I got 20 total, but 1 on my shooting die.
Okay. Did you take the highest 3?
Oh, the highest 3, that would be 16.
But you got a 1 on that shooting die, right?
Yep.
All right. So you hold on. He's going to defend. He does not defend. You hit him in the back of the head. It slams him forward so hard it cracks the windscreen. You see like a sparkling fairy dust kind of action going on, and his head apparently is still attached. There's all sorts of sparking. The back of his seat catches fire, and he's like slapping at it, but he's obviously delirious because he keeps hitting into the side of the wadi. So you really rung his bell, but maybe some sort of a personal defense shield, or maybe the front 2 drivers are shielded. You definitely hit him and hit something, but it didn't kill him.
Hey, boss, I rang his bell for you.
Good.
He is slamming into either side of that wadi, almost like a drunk guy on a Saturday night on the 405. So they get a little bit further, and you see that tracked vehicle start heading down and following the power lines that are kind of you guys have been skirting. All right, so Slider, you're driving. Where are you going?
I'm gonna use an awareness check to look at this pylon tower. Is that a pylon tower?
Yes.
Is it just like flimsy steel? Is it concrete?
It is flimsy steel. The House of Reason spared no expense like they usually did, and they couldn't get Impervasteel out here.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it was made with local materials, which aren't the best.
I am gonna put my Legionnaire boot on the floor of the accelerator.
You guys might want to strap in.
Are they as the armor personnel carrier now within my line of sight?
Not yet. You think in a minute.
I'm gonna tell everybody hands and feet inside.
I'm gonna roll inside the vehicle and strap down.
I got a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to try to ambush that armor personnel carrier?
I'm gonna see if I can take it out right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna clip that power tower and race through and hope those lines
water?
come down on it.
Okay. In the event that doesn't work, I'm going to prepare because I can see it now on the drone. I know where it is. I'm going to get ready to take a shot right through wherever the driver would be, or the the driver's optics if it's all sealed up.
Have you ever seen a deuce and a half?
Yes.
Okay. Picture a deuce and a half, but instead of tires, it's just got huge tank treads on it.
Okay.
And the back sides, instead of being canvas, it's all metal all the way around.
Okay.
But you can see heads in there.
Okay.
Well, I'm
gonna put it right through the driver then, as soon as I've got a shot.
And I just plan on melting the metal around it with my handy dandy N2.
All right, so now we're going to actually go into initiative. Go ahead and give me a reflex roll. All right, so whatever your reaction is.
Me?
Reaction.
Anybody, everybody.
I've got 2D for reaction.
We got 3D reactions.
Yep. So roll those dice.
I have 5. D.
I
This is
rolled
all
eight.
D6.
All
I
D6.
rolled
11.
Okay.
I got an 11.
I got 19.
Dear Lord.
I got 11 on the same on 5 die.
All right, Digger is 11. We got Nick is at 7, but that's not too bad because he's driving until he crashes. And then what did you? I
I got 11 on 5 die.
I got 19.
Oh yeah. All right, and then them. All right, so 19. What are you doing?
Okay, so are they now within view, or the armored?
It is.
Transport? Okay, yep. I'm
And you
putting
got about
around-
half a second before Slider slides right into that.
All All right, I'm putting a round right through the driver.
Okay, so you
and
got to.
hopefully it'll pass through him and hit someone else as well.
All
A
right, so
bolt.
yeah, so with the difficulty in the terrain, as well as the fact that you're going to have to shoot around that girder, you got to get a 15.
Okay, so just to go over it real quick,
Hol-
I have a shooting skill of 5D.
Yep.
Now, is there anything else that gets added to that, or
Nope.
is it just the 5D?
Can I assist his shot by being his spotter?
You could try, but that would take your action for the round.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So do you have a shooting skill?
Yes, I've got 5D.
Oh, so go ahead, roll your 5D, and tell me how many. Tell me how many sixes you get. Fives or sixes?
0.
Any
Oh,
fives?
I got 1 5.
All right. So, Tony, you can add 1 die to that. So now you can you can use 6, and you want to take the highest 3. Don't forget to include that odd colored die for the shooting mechanic.
And I'm going to actually add the dumb luck as well, so that adds 1 more die as well.
Right on.
Okay, so 7D. Let's see, the 3 highest. I've got 5, 10, 14.
So 14.
Plus your
my
threat
shooting-
bonus.
My shooting die was a 5. So did I get?
So you got
any
14.
bonus? Yeah.
Right. Now let's see what they got.
Do you add the shooting bonus in on that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, the threat.
Yeah, the threat bonus. Yep, I got that right here. You're using an N18, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you see from your vantage point the bolt flies through the windscreen. Not only puts a large caliber burn hole in him, but also takes down the metal screen behind him and decapitates 2 more soldiers.
Yeah.
You see the guy in the passenger seat, like for his action, he's like gonna jump and try and grab the controls to keep them from crashing. Slider rams the gantry that's right here. There is a horrendous crash. Just give me that athletics roll to make sure you guys didn't ditch.
All of us?
Well, no. To make sure that he didn't drive it into a ditch after he hit the giant metal pole.
Okay.
That'd be Nick rolling.
I have athleticism 3D, flexible 4D.
Yep. So you're not trying to contort yourself into a small space. So although your sphincter might be a little tight.
6.
Oh yeah. You're fine. Yeah, because you only needed a 9. So
I give Tony a high 5.
While he's driving, yeah.
Full send.
No. Tony's the one that's sniping with us. With me.
The gantry goes down. The power lines strike the front of the vehicle. They basically run right into it, get tangled all up in the wheels, and you see this. You ever see something like electrical blow, and it kind of darkens the space around it? There's that darkening of space that happens right before this loud bang, almost like a sound of lightning going off. You see a whole bunch of people in the back catch fire. It's the things that Legionnaires dream about at night. And now you guys are making the run as the vehicle you're chasing passes directly under the drone.
I'd just like to say I can't say balls in this instance, but I can say.
Excellent use of tactics, guys. Everybody gets, now you have competency dice that you can use to spend to affect the actions that you do. So you can use it to add a die. You can give it to me to say that you're affecting the scene in some way. Whatever's on your character sheet, those are yours to keep. You get temporary competency dice that you can use during the combat action, or that you keep for the length of the adventure, and then you lose them after the session if you don't use them. So everybody add 1 more competency die for excellent use of tactics.
Is that under base or current?
It'll be current. So if you have like 2 for your base and you haven't spent any, now you have 3 for right now.
I like that.
Sweet.
All right, so as you guys are making this chase and things are just, I mean, have gone from pretty good to holy shit, batshit crazy. The vehicle looks like it's going to make a turn up here, and you guys can see like some ruins up ahead. Looks like might have been a fort or something like that.
But they were forgotten ruins.
They are not the Forgotten Ruins. Most of the locals know about this place. It's usually when people are traveling across the desert, like traders and stuff like that, will often leave water or extra fuel cells for people crossing the desert. So we are going to transition.
As a quick side question,
Yes.
from mine and Tony's vantage point, what can we see on the vehicle? Can we like get a clear look at the tires, or is it just like the top half of the vehicle?
No, you
I've
can
got
see
the
everything.
drone right above it.
Yep,
so,
and
yeah.
plus you have the drone. So in your
Well,
Legionnaire
no,
buckets,
I'm saying specifically from our location, not the drone.
you can see that there's significant damage to one of the front wheels, like
Okay.
shredded. It doesn't look like he's having problems steering, but it does look like he's having problems like keeping his head up. Maybe he had a concussion from somebody slapping him in the back of the head with an N18 bolt. So it doesn't look like he's doing well. But the assistant driver, the person in the passenger seat, keeps grabbing the wheel and like shirking it the other way so to keep him straight. There doesn't appear to be any other damage to the vehicle, just a lot of like scoring and like shredded armor from rock. And once again, you guys are driving Legionnaire Kit, so you have impervisteel, you guys have all sorts of bells and whistles on your stuff. These guys are like plate steel that somebody riveted on top of plate steel.
Oh, I know how that goes.
Talking
Right?
like an old school technical rolling down the road.
Exactly.
So Tony, I'm kind of thinking it would be very nice to just let the secondary driver, have more fun, and we should just start popping out tires.
Yeah, we can take out some tires. Is that
Or
what
I
we're?
could-
Oh yeah, might as well do that.
Or I could just turn the whole vehicle into slag. I'm just saying.
Let's not do that.
I kind of want to see Digger open up with the N2 and see if he can rip up some tires on there.
I mean, if he can restrain himself to tires, I'd think that'd be okay.
I have a maneuver I'd like to pull.
What is
Go
that?
for it.
Well, I have a good composure. I have like 40 composure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to how like people can menace you. Not that I ever do this. In your rear view mirror, and you get up on them and you make them focus on you. In the passenger mirror and the rear view mirror. And since he's going through all these wadis and there's obstacles ahead, I'd like to absorb the driver's attention or cause him to focus on me, and maybe he'll derail and crash into something.
If you look at your aptitudes, one of your
Right.
aptitudes is presence. That's
Yes.
that's your charisma right there, buddy. So
Oh, I got intimidating down to like a fine art.
right,
Yeah.
and so you have a fiendish charm at 4D. So if you wanted to roll that and add an additional die because you guys have already got them kind of on the oh crap.
Okay.
Give it a shot. Let's see what happens. I'm going to say, because they're already rattled, I'm going to say you got to get a 9 or higher.
Done.
Damn.
Oh, he gets it.
14 on the dice.
Definitely a 9 or higher.
So you see, brother man is sitting there and he's doing his driving and he, there you can tell he's hurt. So whatever you hit him and gave him a concussion. So he looks up into instead of like a rear view mirror, they have like these holoscreens that are kind of floating above the windscreen, and it's showing him different vantage points around the vehicle. He looks up and it shorts out for a second, and when it fritzes back on, it's your eyes looking at him like, "What's up? How you doing?"
He just sees menacing Legionnaire bucket.
He freaks. he tries to overcompensate. The guy in the passenger seat does the same thing. So they're wrestling with the wheel, and they crash into this protruding boulder right here. Let's see. I am going to give them a difficulty of 9 to try and not be thrown from the vehicle. So there are 3 dudes. He's not thrown. He is thrown. And So the guy you guys have been chasing, he's not thrown from the vehicle. They come to a stop. It looks like he might have been restrained or had a 4-point harness on, so he's cool. The guy who was grabbing the wheel, like, no, we have to. He goes like, you ever see that dude that goes on the Wet n Wild slide? He comes up and he lands like flat backed into the water.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, that brother does that kind of a trick through the windscreen, through the windshield. It shatters. He gets impaled by several of the rods that keep the screen separate and tumbles over the front. The guy in the back, he answers a question of what exactly you guys hit when you put bolts onto target. It seems that there's a large, almost like a 2.5 foot shield, like an energy shield, separating the driver passenger from the passenger compartment in the back. He hit that rock hard enough to where the passenger that was left in the back, he is almost eviscerated by running across the shield, and he tumbles off to the side of the truck. And you guys are rapidly closing. You see the guy gets out and starts making a dash through some of the wadis, the smaller wadis, so that you won't be able to follow by vehicle toward that encampment that I was talking about earlier.
I got a question. How big is the drone?
It's a Legionnaire combat drone, so think... you ever see a Predator?
Yeah.
Okay, that long, but crescent-shaped.
Okay, so I couldn't smack him with it. It's too big for that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to risk getting it into the wadi, because if you couldn't fly it out,
this isn't like a small quad rotor.
No, and you don't want to have Slider have to do those field loss reports. Those things suck.
So I would like to. I know just because I studied biology in school, and the Legion only hires the smartest people. So I know a man can't run if he has no legs. I would like to aim with my superior marksmanship, having tamed this into and made her my bitch, and I'd like to shoot his legs out from under him because I know we've got tourniquets.
All right. Oh, God. It's like Thumper all over again.
Oh, God.
But I'm a corporal now. I just promoted myself.
Yes. How did I get extra dudes? Let me try this again. Hold on a sec. All right. So you're going to take a shot?
Yeah, but with the N2, because that's mounted. So I would have to abandon that if we chase foot.
Right. Hold on one second. Yeah, but you have a SAB.
I do. I have the N42 Squad Automatic Blaster.
You love saying that, don't you?
I do. It's my baby.
All right. Go ahead and let's see. Roll. You want to get higher than 15.
This is my rifle. This is my blaster. This one is for fun. This one does it a lot faster.
So I have
my new ringtone.
I have a 5D for my heavy machine gun shooting ability,
yep.
And I'd like to use one of my competency dice,
which would make it 6D. Yep.
6D. Is there any way to do 60 on this? Or
yeah. So go up to the little dice roller.
Okay, I'm there.
Right. Click D6. Oh, I'm sorry.
It only goes to 5. That's what I was asking.
Filthy. There. Hold on.
No,
there we
I
go.
can
Double click it. Double click it.
Okay, doing that. Give me a second.
I think we should call ourselves Kill Team Terminator.
There we go.
I got 1 and a 5, so a 6. The first one was my weapons dice. The other ones I've got top 3 would be 12, 15, 16, 17 would be my dice.
So you got 15. right? Because you got 2, 4, 5. Wait, you need one more. Oh, that other 6 was what you were
Yeah,
talking
because
about.
I couldn't do. I did the gun dice first because it would only let me go up to 5 at once.
All right, I'll show
Okay.
you how to do it differently later. All right, so you got 6, 6, and 4. That's 14.
And I take away that competency dice.
Yep. So that's that brings you back down to 2, right?
Yeah, so it's 6, 6, and a 5 on the bottom one.
Oh,
So
that's
this
right. Yep. So you're looking at 17. Dear God. Oh, this is gonna be messy. Let's see how well his fortitude holds him up. All right. All right. So the N2 has a threat bonus of 3, which is big. What the hell?
I was messing around with the advanced dice roller.
Yeah,
Oh.
20 d20. Yeah, if you want to get more than 6 dice, you can just go to the sidebar where the die roller is and
Right.
double click that real fast, and it'll bring up a different dice roller.
Yeah,
And
it's like a little sub menu that you can move around on your screen.
Yeah. So so it hits him, and you see him disappear into the wadi
So we don't know what happened.
until you go into the wadi.
75 D100, fantastic.
Okay, I figured it out. Thanks. All right, so
Nick
is
just
there
rolled the
any-
highest number I've ever seen on a dice roll.
I rolled
is there
5D100.
is there any way to dismount the N2 and carry that, or am I stuck with just the SAB? Because more is better.
Are you a giant hulking cyborg?
No, I am not a giant hulking cyborg, but I did work out at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
So it's the SAB for you, bro.
All right, SAB it is.
All right. So you guys track him into the wadi.
Yes.
You find some darkened sand and what looks like the leg plates on armor.
He didn't need those legs anyways.
Looks like leg plates and maybe like the small back plate, lower back plate on some armor just shredded to pieces.
No
Oof.
blood?
I think you might have Swiss cheesed him there, Digger.
The darkened sand is
Okay.
darkened from blood.
Okay.
But
Is
we
there,
have not found a body, so he is around here somewhere crawling.
is there a definite trail?
Yes.
Okay.
You follow the trail for about 10, 20 meters, and it turns into like more rock than sand.
So here's a
But it definitely
here's a question.
looks like he's going to this place here.
For my specialization under awareness, what does each one do? Notice or search?
So notice I would either tell you to do that, to make that roll, or I could make the roll for you. Notice is if you have a specialization in notice, you're that guy who's always like, hey, that picture isn't straight. Hey, you looking for your keys? They're right over there. Right?
Yeah.
That's a specialization in notice. A specialization in search is like you grab your Inspector Clouseau magnifying glass and start tearing a crime scene apart.
So, given that I'm like Tony going for the designated marksman stuff, which would be better for my character because I was confused on that.
Probably search.
Okay, then yeah,
All right.
I'll
I'm gonna go ahead and sling my N18 and switch to my carbine and kind of start following that trail.
All right, you guys start
Very-
stalking. How are you
Yeah,
moving?
very, very cautiously.
Are you all moving up the wadi? Are some of you moving up
Fire
the wadi?
team wedge.
Let's go with the wedge. I'm a little loath to leave our vehicle with the N2 because this guy could have comm, and he could be calling in, back.
So I could.
Do you
I
want
could
me to
provide
stay behind?
Overwatch, Or
yeah.
I would say let's at least leave someone on the N2 to cover us.
You guys have pretty advanced tech. You can lock that thing down.
Yeah, I can leave the drone up high on
Okay.
on watch for us
And
as
the
well.
drone can protect it too. The drone is armed.
Okay. Well, then let's just go in. Let's take those countermeasures and then go in a wedge. And who wants point?
It's gonna have to be Tony or Swordfish.
I'd say Tony should be point because he's got a splasher out already, and I was kind of wondering if I could bounce up to a higher vantage point.
All right. So if you look at the map, if you look at the lower left-hand side of the map, this right here.
Yeah.
Okay, that is sort of like a tower, and there is a set of stairs on the open side down here that are still serviceable. You could climb up there. It's about 2 stories tall.
I check in with Slider and I say, hey, I'm thinking about bouncing up here. Is that cool?
It's cool by me, bro.
All right, so I'll maneuver my way up there.
We'll put Tony on point. We'll anchor the gunner on the right, and I'll take the left.
Indubitably.
You guys can move your characters.
Yep, you should be able to.
Hey,
move
Digger, you sound like a point with that talk.
So here's me. Where do you want me? This is me right here.
You're on point, and we'll put the gunner on the right.
There we go.
Cool, and you're up top. All right, so you climb up. You start, throwing down bipod legs. Getting yourself situated. Over here, you see movement.
Where was
me?
that?
Yeah, just Swordfish. Right now, you're the only one who could see it. You see movement at the back of the building. Looks like people moving around. The dust in the air from a giant, what do you call it? Power tower coming down is obscuring some of your bucket's vision modes.
So I use my Elcom and I message Tony. I say, hey, why don't you move the drone over towards that location?
Yep.
And
I'll
yeah,
direct the drone to kind of hover over that direction.
All right. One drone coming up, and there it is. All right, so the drone is moving that way. It is reporting power signatures.
Okay.
Reminiscent of power cores. So could be a drone, could be robots, could be any number of things. He's detecting 2 power signatures.
2 power signatures. Okay.
Can I?
I was gonna. Do we want to kind of cut left this direction, and then try to come this way while the drone, if we do have to engage, can kind of catch it in a crossfire?
Yeah, the drone can help you. You just got to direct it. And over here, this side of the building is open.
Okay.
Right. So you got some debris right here, right? That are it's not really obscuring your view. It's just there.
Okay.
The building itself is dark, but your vision modes will adjust once you get clear of this it's like a sand squall right here.
Okay.
So if you guys
Sorry.
go ahead.
This is Sergeant Slider. Woe be it for me to tell an NCO how to do his job, but Lieutenant Dan ain't got no legs. So if we don't hurry up and find him and slap some tourniquets on that, we lose our information source. So I think he has to be our top priority.
Solid.
We're gonna have to trust our sniper to snipe.
Yeah. Can I use the data from the drone and zero in on one of the power signatures and just kind of have my my rifle locked in on that until we get confirmation on what that is, so I don't accidentally blow up something that blows up more things?
Right on. After about 30 seconds of like you guys Elcomming back and forth and throwing messages, the drone thinks it's identifying some sort of another drone. So you definitely got 2 drone signatures in here, although what type, it can't tell.
Okay.
Can the drone spot our wounded guy?
Yes, he is over here.
Okay.
The wounded guy's over here at the top left.
Yep, he's hiding behind. It looks like part of a building wall that's collapsed. He's kind of under some of the debris.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start moving this direction to kind of cut around this this fallen statue here, and at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and give the drone the order to start opening up on the those 2 power signatures.
Okay. All right, everybody, go ahead and get your reaction score and use that number of dice to roll initiative.
All right, so I got
3.
23.
8.
Dear Lord.
I've only got 2
21.
Yeah, okay. I also have combat reflexes. I don't know if that gets added on to.
That's something else.
Okay.
All right, you got 23.
Yeah.
Slider, are you still at 3,725?
My reaction is 3D. I rolled 3D6. I got 8.
Excellent. And Swordfish?
21.
Dear Lord. 23, Tony B.
Yep. All right. So the drone's opening up right now, right?
Yep. The drone starts laying fire on that.
Anything I need to roll for that, or we're just gonna? That's its own thing?
I got that one.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move up here. How far can I move? Actually?
Right about there is good because that's when you notice this guy.
Okay. And as soon as I come around, I'm gonna.
And to give you guys a better look at what that is.
Was that the same one that I was zoned in on, or was
Yes.
it the other one?
Yep.
Okay.
It looks like a kill bot.
So does that give me an attack of opportunity because he popped out into full vision?
The second your turn comes up, absolutely, which is
Okay.
right after his.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna. Let's see. Hold on. There's rules for firing on full auto, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay,
And Baldur agrees with you. He doesn't like the tanks either.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a medium burst. Okay, so how do I roll the stuff for the medium burst?
Telling me what you're doing as far as that goes, because
Okay.
the what do you call it? The burst and you're just altering how many rounds you're putting down in combination with how much like bolts you're throwing out. So for example, that's going to give you an area effect attack, so you'll be able to affect more than one person. The downside is it also increases your ammo die by 1.
Okay.
What's the ammo of a N18?
I don't know. We have a resident expert who might be able to answer that.
Charge pack is the ammo, so it's going to give you bolts. And I would say that the average N18 is gonna take 12.
There you go.
So I'm firing my carbine, and I have the pistolero aptitude for that, so I get 4d6.
All right. If you guys have ever seen the new Army M17,
yeah,
there is a carbine kit that you can get for that, and what it does is it puts a folding stock onto the pistol, giving you slightly better chances of hitting stuff because it's braced against your shoulder.
Yep. So okay, I see both of these?
Yep.
Or just the one?
Oh
Okay.
no, you see them both.
The one on the left is the one I'm going to go ahead and gauge. So 4d6. I got a 3 on my weapon die. And I got a total of 10 for my weapon roll, my total roll.
Okay. It's 11 though, isn't it?
11?
6 and 5 is 11.
Did I roll a 6 and 5?
You got a 2, a 6, and a 3.
Yeah. Isn't the 3 my weapon die?
It still counts towards your roll, bro.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it still counts. Never mind. So 11. Okay.
Yep. So you got 11. You hit it. It pings off the armor, and if drones could laugh, you might be in for a rough minute. Swordfish.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot at the tank. Can I? Is there weak points in this game, or is it just like like the other one where you just shoot it and you do damage?
That would be a search function of your specialty there. That would be where search is.
Okay, yeah, I was just more so like, is this game set up for weak points, or is it set up for damage?
I mean,
okay, cool.
What would be the point of being a designated marksman in the Legion if you couldn't exploit a weakness?
All right, yeah. So I'm going to use my awareness and search, which is 4D.
Hit me.
And
Top 3.
that'd be 4, 2, and 1. So
7.
a total of
So
7.
you don't really identify any weaknesses at this range. When you move, or if you should get closer, you could identify more potentially. So you could roll again.
What would a scope be closer?
You probably use the scope to try and gauge the weakness.
Oh, just checking. All right. Well, I'll just take a shot anyways at what I can take a guess would be the head unit, the sensor unit.
Hit me.
Because, I'm in the Legion, so I know what a unit would look like. We got 6, 5, 6, 2 6s and 3 5s.
All right, so 2 6s and a 5. 17. That's going to be its toughness. Oh, you punch a hole on which side? Give me a side. Right side or left side of the drone?
Oh, right side.
Ripping off its right blaster. It's got 2 blaster arms, 1 per side. It tears off one of the blaster arms. It's kind of like dragging in the sand now. It looks like a very sad drone. Hopefully not sad enough to shoot you back. Let's see. We got that was 21. That would be Digger is next.
All right, so I can do a movement and an engagement. So I'm going to take my guy and I'm going to move him up here and use this
As cover?
As cover.
That is a good thing.
I'm going to hit the dirt as I run, swap out put the bipads out, and start aiming my blaster. It looks like my line of sight would be the one on the left. It's got the dangling bits.
This is the one that has the dangling bits.
Yes, that's the one it looks like I have the clearest line of sight on.
Okay, hit me.
All right, so for my weapons, I have the 5D. Can I use another competency, the in-game one?
Absolutely.
So that gives me
6.
66. With the first one, as usual, being my gun dice, I have 12, 15, 16, 17 as a total with 2 for my gun.
That is the squad automatic blaster.
Yes, sir.
Where are you? Machine gun. What did you say? Your shooting die was a 2?
My shooting die was a 2. My score was a 17.
Short burst or long burst?
Long burst, of course.
All right. You're throwing down hot bolts into that machine. You're pinging it like crazy. I mean, like it sounds like one of those festivals where the guy has those little drums that make the ding 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 ding. Right. The Rastafarian that plays on the beach.
Right.
Only your rhythm is not that good. However, broken rhythm is the essence of combat, and as that being the case, you just rip this thing apart as your weapon jams. So you're going to have to spend your next action clearing it if you want to continue using that weapon. That brings us to Slider.
Slider.
I do have a quick question.
Sure.
Just because I was looking at it. So I have a shooting skill of 3D, and then I have 5D for the PLRR.
That's your precision long-range rifle.
So do I add those together and actually have 8 when I shoot with that, or is it just the 5 for using that rifle?
Right. So you have 3 when you're using any type of blaster weapon, any type of shooting weapon. You have 3D. Right.
Okay.
When you're using a precision long-range rifle, then it goes up to 5D. And then obviously you are pistolero as well, so you have a 4D in that.
Okay, just wanted to clear that up and make sure I didn't start adding dice that I didn't actually have.
Oh, don't worry, I'd make fun of you. Slider, hit us.
Let's see. Over the LCOM, I'll tell the team I'm going after our asset, and I'm going to use athleticism, or no, I'm going to use a stealth intrusion to move to here. And then to here to pick up our target.
Excellent. All right, you get to there. What do you call it? The asset when you get up to there. He is on. It almost looks like an old school cell phone, and he's like tapping away, and he does like one of these. He's bleeding into the sand profusely. His legs, he's got nothing like as far as clothing goes on like the lower half. It's just all burnt, scored flesh, and like it looks like he got hit with some of the shale from Digger pinging off one of the rock faces. So his legs are just shredded, and he's just even though he's looking at you, he's still kind of like tapping away on the board.
I drill him through the head with my sidearm.
Are we trying to kill him, or are we trying to take him alive?
As I drill him, I pull the cell phone out of his hand.
I think we're supposed to be getting information from him.
All the information's on the cell phone.
Drill as in slap, or drill as in slide one right through the brain pan?
Yeah, put it through his skull.
Hit me. What do you got?
Shooting. 3D.
Hit me.
Yeah. Why not? He's just sitting there. I don't have to get fancy.
Nice.
15 and then pull the cell phone.
Oh yeah, he does not come anywhere near that. So you guys from your vantage point have a you see a big red mist get blasted out from right where Slider had gone.
Hey, Slider, are you okay?
Slider.
The drone on this side angles and tries to put fire on Slider. Let's see. You have to beat a 14.
A 14. Okay. Can I add?
So now you can take anything you haven't used yet,
right,
as a defense.
Anything I haven't used yet,
as long as you can justify it.
So I used shooting, and I used athleticism.
You also used composure.
I used intrusion for stealth. I could use composure.
No, you used that already.
No, not during this. No, because the drive over was different than this combat, so he could use that again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with let's go with composure, and then let's add my competency dice. And can I add dumb luck?
Absolutely.
Because I don't want to take any hits.
So by adding dumb luck, you're going to add another die on top of that, which also comes out of your competency pool.
Okay, so that would be 5 dice now.
Yep. Or no, because you're adding one die that you got for the session so far, and then another one for your dumb luck. Yep, go ahead.
Right. So 6 dice.
6 dice. Yep.
25.
Dear Lord, yeah, that does it. The drone just lays down an epic shit ton of blaster bolts at you. It starts shredding the structure around you. It definitely decimates what's left of that body. This kind of reminds you of that one time in that one restaurant with those one tacos. It's like a fusillade of just like incoming blaster bolts, and hopefully your friends will help you deal with that. Next round, spinning around back around to Tony.
All right, I'm gonna take a knee and I'm gonna let go of my carbine. I'm assuming I've got like a sling or something.
Yep.
For it, and I'm gonna quickly unsling my N18 and put a round right through the one that's shooting at our leader.
All right, gotcha. That's the one. Yep.
All right, so 5 for that, and then I'm gonna add a competency die to
Hit
that
me
as well. So that brings me up to 66.
All right, top 3.
Let's see. So 12, 15. On the top 3 with a 4 for my weapon die.
All right, so you're
sorry, no, not 15, 16.
16. Yep, you don't have to worry about a jam. It slams into the side of the armor, I believe, and Yeah, slams into the side of the armor, disabling one of the guns. Slider, you're over at the top of that wall, like really hugging dirt because these are not small bolts coming at you.
Right.
And you getting spray of all the dirt kicking up and stuff like that, and all of a sudden some of that like incoming fire kind of lessens, so you know that they're putting rounds on target to kind of keep you out of harm's way. That brings us down to Swordfish.
Right, so I'm gonna change targets, and I'm gonna focus on the one that's going after Slider. I'm going to go ahead and so I can use one of my resistances to boost my shooting die, right?
No,
Okay.
that would be epic, but no.
All right, so I'll go ahead, but I could use my dumb luck, right?
Yes. Wow, there's a lot of dumb luck on this team.
Yeah.
You guys must be legionnaires.
So I'm gonna add my dumb luck die.
Yep.
And to my shooting die for a total of 6. I'm gonna try to eliminate that drone.
Hit me.
All right, so that's a lot. That's a hearty amount.
I love hardy amounts.
So
Sounds like
top
victory.
3, right?
Yep, top 3.
17 again.
17. It does not. You get a level of success, punches through through one side of its armor and out the other, kind of rocks it on the treads. It gets hit so hard, and then kind of explodes into the ground next to it, really kicking up a whole load of dust. It seems like it's damaged, like it's not going to be able to move on those tank treads, but it still seems like it's laying down the hate on our good friend Slider over on the other side of the wall. That brings us to Digger.
So first, are these enemy attack things tracked and on the ground, or are they hovering like drones?
You tell me.
So they're tracked. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, that goes my plan, because I was going to charge it and pull it out of the sky by the dangling bits, but that doesn't work.
By the dangling bits.
Are you seriously going to charge the armored gun drone?
Not
He's
if
a
it's not
Legionnaire.
flying.
Of course.
Because if it was flying and it's got the tether, drop it down. I mean, I could pull it to the ground,
Nope, not flying.
wrestle it, but it's not. So how big are these things?
They're about the size of. Have you seen the gun drones that are currently being used by the United States Army and Marine Corps?
I have not. Those came after I got out.
They're about the size, a little bit smaller than a Mini Cooper, but with
Okay.
the guns, nobody's
Yeah.
going to make fun of them.
Like, yeah, about the size of or like a golf cart. A
Yeah.
little bit bigger than a golf cart, yeah.
Your
So are there?
your NCO under fire screams at you to use an e-banger.
So that's not on my
Yeah, we don't-
equipment sheet.
It's on
So-
the sheet that came with your armor. I sent you guys the handouts,
Yeah.
so you have one.
It is not. I have rucksack, ration bars, blah blah blah.
Trust me, you have them.
All right. Well, then I'm going to toss the e-banger and follow instructions, because if it goes terribly wrong, it will be Sergeant Slider's fault.
Do you have
If it
athleticism?
goes terribly wrong, Sergeant Slider will be dead.
My athleticism is 6D.
That's for strength-based stuff. So this would apply, seeing as you're tossing something.
So
All right. 6D, take the highest 3.
all right. How do the competency things work? If I use my last one, do they reset at the end of this combat, or do they reset at the end of the session?
Reset the end of session.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use it anyway. So that's gonna give me 7d6s,
Mhm.
and then my.
Right.
Okay, so I have a 6, 7, 8 as my score, and a 1 as my
So,
weapons.
Your top.
So it's gonna bounce back and kill me. I know it.
No. Let's see what does happen though. The grenade hits the bot and drops, and doesn't do anything.
Hey, Digger, did you hit the button?
This is how they're
Remember to
using
prime that
garbage.
grenade?
If you
It's
don't
not
own
a
it,
proximity
it's
kind of thing. You're supposed to pull the pin.
He's
If you
he
don't own it, it's
regressed
just a rock.
to a Cro-Magnon state and was throwing rocks for a minute there.
Did I at least put a dent in the thing?
These in there, smash.
Yeah, with your 6D athleticism, it definitely. Slider, you're up. I don't think you
Spider,
heard me.
that's you.
Sergeant Nick Cole.
I'm thinking. I guess I'll deploy my own e-banger.
You're going to deploy your own? Do you have
Yeah.
athleticism?
I do.
Let's do that then.
How about 3D, flexible 4D, 3D? Yeah, but we're not trying to contort, so we'll just do 3D. And I spent my competency dice. But a 14 looks good.
14 looks fantastic. It goes off, and unlike the fraggers that are very loud and make lots of explodey bits, this kind of hits a pulse that is really not something you're going to see unless you're wearing special optics like Legion buckets, and the pulse goes off and you just hear the drone winding down.
I imagine it sounding like a camera flash.
Yeah, you hear that. You hear that loud beep, and then it pops. So everybody take a competency die for surviving. The drone floats over the top of you, and in your HUDs, it sends out a message just saying, "No other threats detected. All EMP directional weapons expended on this unit."
So I'm going to go ahead and move down to the rest of the group.
Okay. And
Let's go.
Slider's up here, top left.
I'm gonna go make sure that our glorious leader didn't get turned to Swiss cheese at any point.
Glorious Leader is using technology, and he also has. Doesn't he have like some kind of slicing thing? Let's see. I saw.
Yeah,
that.
you should have a slicer module.
Yeah, I have a slicer module and technology. Slicer module gives me 2D on tech. My technology is 3D, so that'd be 5D to go ahead and look at this device, get all the information I need out of it.
Hold on, I have technology as well. Can I assist him?
Yep. Make your roll. Tell me how many 6s you get.
All right, 1.
All right, so you can add another die to that, Nick.
Okay, so we'll go to 6. And we'll roll a 22.
Dear Lord. Top 3.
6, 6, and 3.
Oh, beauteous. So, yeah, easily. You break the encryption, and you manage to open the device. It's a small. It's not so much like a cell phone as it is a full computerized droid suite.
Okay.
In handheld form. From what you're detecting from all of the the screwing around that you're doing on the inside of the operating system, this is some sort of like really high-tech computing stuff, like much more something like you'd see in like a nether ops unit than you would on a backwater planet where mining is the principal kind of like way of life out here. I mean, this is like finding a CIA server in the middle of coal country Virginia.
Can I search the blown out head's body without legs for any additional stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go search what's left of the vehicle.
Okay.
We absolutely screwed up as well. See if there's anything in there useful.
6, 4, and 2.
What are you using?
Awareness search.
Yep.
And I'm gonna fix my jammed tab.
Yeah. You by the time they're done doing what you're doing, you're just basically swapping a charge back. All right. So Swordfish, you're checking what again?
I'm checking the deceased body at our feet with the hole in its head and the missing legs.
He is wearing a set of very tightly knit armor. It looks almost like a metallic mesh undergarment with skin tight plates over it. You've heard about stuff like this. It's usually the kind of stuff they sew into like high price suits for like business executives on Utopian. It's very, very, very expensive.
Yo, Slider, this guy seemed to have a lot of money on him because this is some pretty high quality, armor. I mean, it didn't really do well against us, but still,
Well,
this is not our average, Joe here.
Think about this, right? The person that what do you call it? He got shot with an N2. That's like taking a 50 caliber to the legs, and the most it did was give him a sunburn and rake up his armor.
Christ. While they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and search the vehicle that he was in, and I got a 10 for searching that.
The vehicle's way back there. He had crawled at this point.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what was left in the vehicle.
Yeah,
if there was anything
he
important.
bounced back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're trucking over there.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna be a minute. So while he's walking, what are you guys doing? Anything else?
Let's go investigate these killdozers.
The
killdozers.
The killdozers. Once again, not something you think you would see. Normally, when people buy tracked drones like this, they're usually made of regular steel. They got aftermarket blasters put on them because they usually come with like slug throwers. So once again, it's blaster resistant armor. It's all defilade wiring and circuitry, so like everything necessary for the bot to continue functioning is sucked under the armor. These are well made. This is once again not something you might expect to see in a mining town unless it was protecting an executive or something of value.
I'm going to go through that phone and see if I can find chat or comm or anything that will help us find our target.
Because of the role that you did earlier, you pretty much have your say in wherever you want to go throughout this phone.
Okay.
You find a series of text messages between the face card that you're looking for and this person. Niles is his name, and Niles is seems to be some sort of facilitator, like a middleman. He's kind of like a mouthpiece, so she's been sending him out and meeting with all these people. He's met with a lot of people in the last 2 weeks. You're not quite sure why, but he's always seems to be procuring something, and every time he makes reference to something, he uses a cooking reference. I picked up the salt. I grabbed extra cheese. And he keeps naming these people who he's seeing, like at the bazaars and stuff like that. None of the names really ring a bell. You'd have to run it through Republic Intelligence, but he keeps mentioning these ingredients that he's picking up for the big dinner.
So I say, boss, given how rich this guy is and how he seems to have his entire life running through that phone right now, why don't you look at his financial records and see what the last transactions were? Maybe see if we can figure out, who he was buying stuff from recently and what they have, in relation.
Yeah. Sounds great to me.
All right,
and I'm just saying it could be payday. Like the Legion only pays so much, and we deserve a vacation too, Sergeant.
I mean, of course, Digger. Of course, we're gonna be taking his money and spend it on this Saigon.
Of course.
I would remind everybody, since this is a kill team, like financial irregularities are the fastest way to find yourself out of dark ops. This isn't like some sergeant who calls himself Balls, who's constantly trying to enrich himself.
Or steal divorce.
Yeah.
If our Dependas win the lottery and they just happen to show up in their bank account.
But basically, anything that'll take us to the next target, which I think is that lady, right?
Yep, that's what you're looking for.
So that's what we're looking for. Where is she at? We're supposed to abduct her, right?
If you can.
Okay.
But the primary intelligence that you guys were looking for was to find their base of operations, which they haven't been able to find because they're using some sort of cloaking technology.
Okay.
As a sidebar, are we going to get to hear Walt do a female impersonation?
No, I'll have my wife come in the room. It's fine.
All right, so I have a question, Sarge. Since we've got the computer, his little handheld doohickey, why not just do a reverse trace on geolocations and find out everywhere he's been? Overlay that on the map HUD of what we know from the Republic, and anywhere that looks dark, where we see nothing, and they're there, it tells us it's a place worth looking at.
Wow, that's almost Legionnaire-like.
Actually, what I was going to just do is see if the vehicle had a GPS in it and see where the vehicle has been.
Or you could rain all over my sunshine there, Tony, and not do that.
Didn't the DM just reveal to us that we found the base?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry.
No, you haven't found it yet. This, like I said, this is a place that some of the people crisscrossing the desert, they store supplies here normally for people who might be broken down or whatever. It's just a place that everybody knows about in order to if you're having trouble, there's always somebody coming by this area. So there's enough water and food rations and stuff like that to hold you until somebody can come pick you up if you break down. Right. That being said, are you doing the reverse trace lookup?
Yes.
All right. Give me another technology roll. And meanwhile, Tony is at the Knuckleball is at the vehicle. It is mangled. There is just you guys shredded the hell out of this thing. Mm-hmm. You don't find a GPS.
Okay.
Which is strange because there should be one. There's a spot for it, but there isn't. It's not there. Do you have awareness?
I do have awareness.
Why don't you give me a roll? Your target is a 9. Oh, and look at that! You rolled a 9. You figured that device, that slider pulled out, probably fit into that console.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Along with that, some interesting architecture in the vehicle. So, the vehicle has obviously it was just a regular wheeled vehicle that they threw a bunch of steel plating on in hopes that everything would kind of, hold up until they got where they were going. But the power system in the vehicle, it's not local fuel, it's power cells.
Okay. Interesting.
And from what you guys know of the Archer Directorate, the mercenary company, they usually use locally sourced vehicles, equipment, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It makes them a little lighter to travel.
Yeah.
And makes it a little easier to get through Republic blockades and stuff like that for travel restrictions and stuff. But yeah, to have this kind of a power cell plugged into this kind of vehicle would have taken major work. So almost like they took something that was made in the Galactic Core and made it look crappy.
So this is like a sleeper. They wanted it to look like like a piece of junk. I'm gonna let them know that's what it is. This looks like it was definitely a sleeper. Technical it's not as shitty as it looks like it is.
All right, so
is it nicer than our ride?
These guys had money.
Well, it's full of holes, so.
Was it nicer than our ride?
No, definitely not.
No, it's still a piece of crap. It's just not the piece of crap we thought it was.
Yeah, you guys have like serious Legion kit. The what do you call it? The roller that you guys had that came in, kind of looks like a hardcore version of the Special Forces Flyer. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Picture a really beefy Humvee where instead of it wearing like a jacket, it's like a Humvee with a tank top.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Gyroscopic weapon stabilization mounts on the corners. Usually a 50 cal or a tow missile on it, and they're easy to get in and out. The only downside is there's no windshields or glass, so that the operators can still fire on the move and stuff like that. But you guys have like shields that surround you. When you guys get in the vehicle, it throws up energy shields so you guys can be protected. What are you guys going to do now? Slider was supposed to be slicing into a bit of encryption. What do you got?
25.
Whoa, top three. This is 17. Yes. You do a reverse GPS lookup, and there is a spot in the desert that this person has repeatedly gone to, Niles, and there's nothing there.
Okay.
But it's tracked him there several times.
Okay. Then that sounds like where we need to go.
Are you guys going to pass this up to your handler or Republic Intel, or are you guys just going to take the next step, hop in the truck, and see what happens?
Let's pull threads until we get where we're going to go, just in case there's anything compromised. We don't want to let anybody know. If we're going to go ahead and do the snatch, we don't want anybody. There's already been enough awareness. Hopefully, this guy didn't communicate with the base before. Hopefully they're still expecting him.
Right on.
So let's just keep pulling threads.
All right. So what are you going to do now? You going to hop in the truck, or are you going to?
Let's. I would say let's mount back up in our vehicle.
Okay.
And let's do a map recon of that area and see if we can get a vantage point outside that area to look into that area.
Yeah.
That you do. Okay, so you managed to get a high point probably about 2 kilometers away. When you come up on the area, it's there's a big river running through there, so it's almost oasis-like.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of what you're seeing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
And we're probably to the west of this?
Yes, you guys are on the west toward the sandy side.
Okay.
So
But when we satellite recon, this does not appear.
no, it
But-
just looks like more desert until it hits the beach.
Yeah, it's right there.
So me and Swordfish can go ahead and set up, and basically that's well within the range of our N18s, and we're gonna scope it from here.
All right, what are you looking for?
I'm gonna initially look for any obvious enemy positions, security and stuff like that externally before I start observing any of the internal
All right,
stuff.
right here, you have a grav rail, and then over by position 3, you have all sorts of cargo. That's a loading dock with cargo and several grav trains just kind of hanging out right now. You don't see a grav motor, so kind of like the locomotive part. So these are probably just loading trains, but there are personnel all over this base. You also have working an orbital pattern. Right now there's one there. There's one like right over here. There's another one in the center. They have drone coverage, and the drones are passing by left and right. Normally when you see like an amateur outfit doing drone reconnaissance, they fly in easy patterns so that the drone pilots looking through VR don't get sick from trying to fly like an expert, especially if they're just knuckleheads. These guys are flying the drones in irregular patterns that are you guys calculate changing every 5 to 10 minutes. So just when you think you have the route pegged, they change the route.
Okay.
So they're whoever's wrangling these drones is doing a good job of covering the base so that nothing's approaching. Now you guys as Legionnaires, especially as what is it? Kill Team Terminator.
It's changed a couple times.
Well, let me know what you settle on. I'll make a what do you call it? A diagram or a logo. But as Kill Team Terminator, you guys have tech that could defeat the sensors on these drones, but you'd probably want to move in at night, just because of the fact that some of the tech that you're going to use looks kind of weird if you move during the day. So a nighttime op would probably be better, judging from what you guys have done in the past.
Okay. As we continue to do our recon, if we feed the data from their scopes into our drone and interface it with the technology that we took the phone, we have that visual card for the person he was texting. Do we have a visual identifier for the girl we're looking for?
The base is huge.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to send the drone if they've already got 3 in the air.
Yeah.
That sounds like a way to compromise real quick.
But even if we do it via N18 scopes,
Yeah.
can we run some kind of facial recognition?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you can, excuse me, if you guys find a way in, right? Judging by what Colonel Thompson had told you guys earlier, you guys have all sorts of crazy reconnaissance measures that are being defeated by whatever shield is covering this place. Now, it's not invisible to you. So just looking at it, you can obviously see it. Your scopes aren't being defeated, which means it's probably projecting some sort of either hologram or some sort of electronic defeat mechanism above itself, so that orbital and aerial reconnaissance is failing to actually see what you're seeing.
More like an umbrella than a dome.
Correct.
So my question is, can we actually see like power sinks coming up to it, or is it all kind of just centered around the base, like it's self-powered and there's nothing that's feeding it?
You can't see like there's no like energy signature in a dome or anything like that. So from your vantage point, you can't see whatever field or whatever tech is defeating your ability or your Legion's ability to see it. But you can see stuff like all over the place. There are broadcast towers. There are power lines going in and out. There's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thought was, if we were to cut the power, would that?
I don't think that's something we would want to do before we're even in there, because if they suddenly lose power to their
they've locked down.
They would immediately know something is up. So.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that we do that. I was just trying to get a gauge for is it being powered by itself, or is it being powered externally? And if it's being powered externally, then we can use that for our plan as well.
Everybody go ahead and give me an awareness roll. You want to get over a 6.
12.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
8.
Okay, so top 3,
Yep.
That'd be a 12.
Okay.
Can I count this as infiltration?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go for 9.
Nice. All right, so you guys, based on your various levels of expertise, you can see that if you look at the bottom, like middle right, right now we're on pegging. The top of that building is loaded in solar panels, and those panels have wires radiating all throughout the base, right? Okay. So they might be using a combination of water and solar to power the place. The river seems to have a pretty strong current, not so strong that it's like you couldn't walk across it if you had to, or swim up it or down it or whatever, but enough to where it's moving power paddles on several different routes, so that it's probably adding water to their power source as well.
How deep is the water?
Judging by the local rivers in the rest of the area, you would assume no more than like 8 feet at the deepest.
How clear is the water?
It's murky as hell.
Sarge, looks like we got our way in. Just walk up the water.
I agree. Let's just real quick. Let's run through the map area number by number as we do our recon. So what's in one?
One is a like a security outpost, so it's a gate, that sort of stuff. The grav rail is powered. It uses a twin repulsor, so it uses a repulsor field from the grav rail, and then it uses a capture field on the train. So you guys have seen these systems before on some of the more civilized worlds, which once again the local tech in this world is not as good, but the it looks like in Area 1 they have a bypass for the repulsor field, so that particular area will shut off, allowing people in and out. So that's one of the main routes for getting through from the area you guys came from. Number 2, it looks like a guard tower. So probably 2-man. Doesn't look like there's anybody in it right now, but it looks like you could probably hold up to 2 people comfortably, 3 if they were crammed in there. But it's not very tall. It's only about 2 stories high. The number 3 you can see is once again like a loading area, loading dock for trains and stuff. They got cranes, they got all sorts of stuff. 4 looks like some sort of production facility. You're not really sure. Lots of crates and cranes and people going in and out. 5, raw materials center. You can see tons of bins with different substances in it. 6 has a fence around it, and armed guards walking the perimeter of the fence. Are you guys over here on the left side of the map? Is that where you guys are doing recon from?
Sure.
Anything past like that, those first 2 areas, it's a little difficult to see from the vantage point. You can get you could have an educated guess as to what it is, but as for you'd have to go to the other side of the river and kind of scope those areas out. There's no fence or anything around the place. It looks like they're using drones as their security measure.
So over here, is it higher ground or is it all just flat?
It's varied. You have some areas that are high. You have some that it's low. There are wadis moving in and out, so places you could crawl through if you really wanted to do that.
So we're not going to learn anything more, Sarge, unless we get into the facility. So the water route sounds like the easiest. Go up a few clicks, get in the water, and we'll be submerged. Walk right in like we own the place.
What is the direction of the river current?
It goes from north to south.
So north to south.
And we're already on the northern side, so we just got to go up far enough they can't see us, hop in, and walk our way to victory.
Is there a high point in 5? Is it all just materials bins? Is there sort of like a loading crane?
There is a loading crane there, yes.
So what I think we do is we do what Jared's saying. We go in the water. We drift all the way down to 5. We exit the water along the bank at 5. We move into that materials area, which probably shouldn't be busy at night. And then we put one of our snipers on the crane. And then
Hey, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How do we can we like draw on this?
I don't know if you can draw as a player. You should be able to. Is there a paintbrush in your interface?
I have one, yeah.
Yeah, so you should
I
all
just drew
have
a yellow line right there. I don't know if you guys
There you
can
go.
see it.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. All right,
I don't know how to get rid of it once I put it down. So.
You can where it says clear drawings. Do you have that?
Where would that be?
Like that.
Oh, so you just do that. Okay. So anyways, we come in through here, like
Yep.
so. We jerk over to this area. We drop a sniper up in the crane area here. And then
we plot our
proceed.
next move. What we'll probably do is we'll deploy one person to take care of power. We'll identify our target. We'll knock out however the power feeds the rest of the base. We'll shut that down. We'll grab our target and then get back into the water and go south.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. I can take the tower or the crane and basically start looking for our target. If you guys want to be on the ground,
Yeah. We'll probably have to go in together and
Yep.
then make our way into that materials area, then kind of set up. And then, as Walt said, we have some drone defeating stuff or whatever. Maybe we could then get our drone active and try to do a facial recognition, or we could somehow get into a terminal or some way figure out where our target is. But we're probably not going to be able to assess it until we can look at the rest of the base.
And just remember, mission objective from the Colonel was to defeat the cloaking technology.
Okay.
So why not just get the exact grids, call in an airstrike, bada bing, bada boom, problem solved, we'll be home by dinner.
Because the Legion wants to know what's there.
Just because Slider blew the guy's brains out doesn't mean we need to blow everything up.
Yeah, once we're in 5 and we have
Tilting,
on the tower, we should be able to identify the cloaking area and our target.
Yeah.
So let's make our way into 5 and see what happens. Let's go all Navy SEAL 1985 ad.
Do this.
I was going to say Charlie Sheen's Navy SEAL and get up in there. So.
All right. So after right around sunset, all the drones withdraw back onto the facility, and they go into this building.
I kind of want to sneak into that building and then disable the drones.
While the drones are coming in, so they're coming in staggered. One drone goes in and they kind of fan out to get more coverage. Then another drone goes in and they go for even wider coverage. When that happens, from this guard shack, you see kind of like walking robots. Not really like the old Warbot models, but they look like somebody repurposed like heavy loaders, like heavy loader mechs. Once again, you got all this like slapped on armor. Looks like somebody did some aftermarket stuff, and they're carrying like really old mid-core style blasters. Nothing like you guys would use, but the kind of stuff that it's like third world blaster style.
Okay.
How many of us can operate suppressed? I know I can.
Yep.
Not I. I can
don't know,
make
could
loud
the
noises
N18 be
and melt
suppressed?
things.
What is it?
I said, can the N18 be suppressed?
Yes, you have suppression systems for it if you need it.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you can't operate suppressed, you're gonna have to kill stuff with your knife. But let's not go live and loud.
Yeah.
What if I shoot them with my blaster and then as they're laid dying, then I kill them with my knife?
No, that would still be bad.
Okay.
The blaster would make the whiny blaster sound. So I have suppressed, and Tony V has suppressed.
Yep.
So
Swordfish has a sniper rifle as well.
Okay.
So
Swordfish is suppressed. So only fire suppressed. In fact, what I'll do, Digger, is I'll give you my N4 suppressed, and I'll use my sidearm suppressed. So we can at least be all suppressed for this.
Secret squirrel.
That's very suppressing.
So what does that do to my shooting skills? Because I have a 3D shooting and then 5D for heavy machine gun. So I would drop back to 3D.
Correct.
For this.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're killing me, Saj. You're killing me.
You won't get everybody's attention, man.
All right, so you guys wait till the cover of darkness, and then and then
we
move over. All right, you guys reach into your Legion packs. You pull out these ponchos. It would look very weird during the day if you guys were wearing these, and would probably be spotted by a guard tower. But at night, It is real sight defeating, and they defeat all sorts of electronic countermeasures. And you guys,
So like what Tony has?
as far as what?
Oh,
Oh, you
I'll
mean the
make
cloak
sure
on his
yeah.
avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, only your eyes aren't glowing.
Well, then I don't want to wear it. I want my glowing eyes.
All right, so you guys get to the rail, and you know from operations where you've had to work a railhead before that reverse repulsor technology like this is dangerous. So it's going to take you a minute to cross. Where are you guys going to cross at?
I think I'm going to cross a few clicks up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys move that way. Takes you about 15, 20 minutes, on a good Legion run to get to where you're going, and then you get to a section of rail around a bend. The bend is not so much that you can't see around it, but it's enough to put like an angle on the rail, and so that it's not exactly straight. You guys have technology to bypass the repulsors, but you're going to have to roll to make it work. So who's got technology rolls?
I got something in technology.
I've got computers, technology, and 4D on it.
All right. So
I can shoot things.
Whoever's got the higher technology, you're probably going to want that person to do the roll, and the other person's going to assist. So you take your number of dice that you have in that skill, and then let me know how many 5s or 6s you get.
Okay.
I have 3D technology and 2D slicing.
Okay. So I've got 4D
5D
technology.
in slicing, right?
Say again?
You got 5D in slicing, or is it because you have a slicer module?
Because I have a slicer module.
Okay, yep. So, and you have 3D in technology with computers?
I've got 4D in technology with computers.
All right, so Nick, you're probably going to want to assist Daniel.
Okay. I will roll.
And let's see how many 6s. 5s and 6s.
5s and 6s. How about all 6s? How about 1 5?
All right, so that's another die you can add to yours. So you get in and start working remotely through like access points on the rail, and then and set him up for, what do you got?
I got a 7. I got like 3 fucking 1s.
Oh no. Yeah, that's gonna be weird. So you know that the repulsor system is still active. You can try athleticism to get over it, but it's if you get a low roll and get into the repulsor field, you're gonna have a bad day.
All right, so is that me or is that
Everybody?
Okay. Well, I got 3D in this athleticism. I'm gonna use one of my competency die so that I have less chance of having a bad day.
Hitting the field. Yep.
Yeah.
So the target for that is a 9.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I got a fucking 12.
Anybody else want to try and vault the rail?
Yep, I'll give it a shot, and I'm going to add a competency die to mine as well. 12.
All right, you're all set.
I'm going to use my composure to show these little enlisted punks how it's freaking done by an NCO.
I love it.
For a 12.
Digger.
It's just Leej Digger.
I have a.
I walk into it.
Just walk.
He
straight
could with his
across.
athleticism.
I have 5D or 6D for athleticism, and
with
I would
strength.
like to add to that my survival, which is 3D.
No, you can't do that. You can only use one thing at a time.
All right. All right, so
5D.
I don't have any competency dice, so 6 only. I got a 14.
Let's see. So no, you highest 3. So 4, 7, 9. You just made it.
Oh.
I probably burnt my ass on the way over, but doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be done.
He tried to get fancy with it, nipped himself.
All right, you guys hit the drink.
Hit the
We're in
drink.
the water. We slip in like cobras.
All right, so
Smooth like butter.
who has intrusion?
I do.
I have intrusion as well.
Stealth
Alright.
intrusion 5D.
I have the advantage of size.
If you give me one guy with intrusion in the front of your stack and another guy in the rear, you guys, if you get 2 successful rolls between the both of you,
I've got intrusion as
you
well.
got
I'm an
intrusion?
idiot.
All right, so if you get in the middle, because does Digger have intrusion?
No, he does not. He has size and strength. And he's guns.
He's like Bear.
Yes, he's exactly like Bear.
The middle guy can manage him.
Yeah. So he can be in the middle of your formation, and you guys can manage him. I just need 2 successful rolls to do that. So you need a 9.
I got a 10.
Yep.
I got a
15.
6, 7. I got a 7.
All right. So Nick got a 15.
20.
You got a 7. So yeah, we got the 2 successful rolls. So just when he's about to stick his head up, they yank his armor back down so he doesn't blow bubbles. All right. Where do you go once you guys are in the drink? You guys said you're exiting in 5?
Yeah, we're gonna exit at 5. We'll scan for. There seems to be maybe a little walkway here,
Yes.
and we'll come alongside the river.
Hey, where's our characters at?
Oh, hold on.
We'll scan all the sectors for any people down walking along the riverbank or whatever, and then when we feel it's clear, I'll lead the column out.
All right, hold on 1 second. So as you guys are doing that, there's like an armed guard.
Okay.
He's dressed in like long, like almost like a desert robe. So he's got a hood on. He's got like a shamag over his face, but the lower part of his attire is what's catching you. Underneath that is military-style fatigues and really good boots.
And he's right alongside the bank on our side or the far side?
Right next to you guys.
And we're under
Stabbed in the feet.
So we're over here, right?
Hold on 1 second. I'm not on that screen anymore. I'm just putting...
We need to channel our inner Doc Spears and eliminate.
I don't think that's what Doc would do.
Exterminate.
Are we under the water?
Yes,
With
you
extreme
guys
caution.
are under the water. Let me just get you your characters. So you guys are right there.
All right, give me like 1 mic. I'll be right back.
Yep. All right, and characters are here.
And then where's the dude?
So
I'm gonna deploy some oxygen. I'm gonna blow some oxygen from my suit and
okay.
wait till he comes over to look, and then I'm gonna pull him down under the water and break his neck.
All right, so and then we got you guys.
Why don't I pull him out since I've got the advantage of size?
Okay. I'll displace the bubbles. Like maybe he thought it was a fish and he's interested.
He's coming to go fishing.
I will use because Slider understands the human condition because he has lived on the mean streets of Utopion.
Main streets of Utopion.
So he's going to use his fiendish charm, literally says that here, 4D fiendish charm to get this sucker to fall for the pond, and then we'll have Digger pull him under the water and break his neck or strangle him or do something horrible to him.
All right.
I'll go after his weapon when he gets in range of me so that I can control that. Doesn't accidentally discharge it.
All right. So
Accidental discharges.
yeah, you don't want to do that.
Negligent discharge.
All right. So
That would be our kill team name. Kill team negligent discharge.
Stop coming up with different names, Digger. God damn.
Guilty Discharge was my memoir from age 15.
All right, so you guys are right next to this guy. Slider throws a couple of bubbles from his bucket, and he leans over, and he's that guy who's got his hand on his weapon on one side, and he's got what do you call it? He's got the cigarette at night.
Yeah.
So that's your
Somebody
fiendish,
save the cigarette.
that's your fiendish charm roll.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very interested in what's going on, and now I assume Digger's going to pull him down.
I am.
Give me a roll.
He muted himself.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
he's coughing. That's why.
So I
No, Walt
what do I
did.
need to roll for this, Walt? My strength?
Athleticism, or that would include your strength, so that would put you at what, 60?
Yeah. All right, pulling that up.
Wait, where's strength at?
It's not. It's under athleticism for him.
Okay.
All right, so I've got 6D,
Dear
I got
Lord.
30, but I got to pick the top two, so 18.
Top 3. Yep, 18.
Top 3. That's oof.
That's as high
That's
as you
18.
get. Yeah. So just as he's about to take a puff, you grab him by the wrist and yank him underneath.
I grab his weapon.
All right, go ahead. Give me a roll.
That'd be a 6, 8.
Oh yeah. Yep. Pull it right out of his hand. And do you do what Slider had suggested and separate his neck from his bad intentions?
Actually, I thought I would hold him and then let Sergeant Slider do his signature slide across the throat with his knife. So I'm bearing the neck for him, so he can show us how he earned that nickname.
Let's just let him drown because we don't want the water to get all bloody. But
Then somebody else is just like, huh.
Yeah. Our biggest problem, I'll say, over the LCOM is we got to keep him under the water. So someone figure out a way to weight the body or
Hey, Digger, sit on him.
and something.
Well, he's as we talk about this, he's clearly dying.
Yes.
As lack of oxygenitis is killing him.
Yeah.
Way deadlier than the COVID.
That can make his life easier.
All right. I'll break his neck.
Hey, Tony, why don't you grab a weighted container and we can just lash it to him.
Well, there's probably plenty of big rocks underwater that I could.
So
just
does
plop
the
on top
water
of.
go under the docks any? Like we could deposit him so even if he floats to the top, he's
Maybe
hitting underneath.
Maybe we could declip him to something.
Ooh. We do have paracord. Hold on. We do have paracord.
We're under the water. Maybe we could he's got a harness on. He's got combat stuff.
Yep.
Let's just declip him to a pole or something.
Yeah. Actually, before we surface and everything, I want to do just a quick run my hands over his body and see what he's got on him.
Ooh, he likes that. Mm.
He probably can't see very well under the water, so.
Subcompact blaster.
Okay.
3 magazines.
Keep those.
He's got blaster pistol.
Okay.
2 mags. Communications device, like a cell phone or something like that.
That goes to Sergeant Slider.
Pack of cigarettes.
Soggy.
Yep, soggy. He also has a lighter you might find in a very refined cigar bar. Uses miniaturized blaster technology in almost like a plasma torch.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. I killed him. I should get it.
I found it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep hold of the comm device and that lighter.
I will grab the subcompact blaster and we said 3?
3 magazines.
The motto of Kill Team Terminator is, it's not personal, it's fun.
Which is why they sent you.
Yeah.
And Swordfish, you want the pistol?
I already got a pistol.
It's a souvenir.
I got a heavy.
You can show
Sure.
Dolores. I hear she gets around.
We don't know who the Dolores is you speak of.
I surface out of the water and follow my suppressed blaster up onto the platform.
Okay, you guys should have your avatars right there. You should be able to move.
Oh, I can't control. Oh, there we go.
If you notice, I gave mine a cool little logo of a skull.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure that
no.
means you might
I
be
know why.
dead.
There we go.
No, that's not
Uh,
that's just
I'll
a
get a blob.
Can you clear the drawings?
Yep, gotcha. All right, so yeah, it looks like some sort of ore processing. Different types, different varieties. There's 3 guys running a like a sifter up here.
dead man tell no tale, Sarge.
Let's put our sniper in the tower first, in the crane. And then let's get a good look at the whole area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and climb my way up that tower as stealthily as I can.
Dripping water. Drip, 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 drip.
All right. So now you guys have, pretty much layout of the land. There's you only see these 3 personnel right here, right now. There's nobody in the crane, and the boxes and cargo containers are high enough to where they can't see you.
Okay.
So you should be good on that end.
All right. And while I'm hanging out up there, I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on everything else. I'm searching the rest of the base for like barracks areas, just seeing if I can get an eye on our target. And I'm gonna be listening in on the enemy device that I took.
All right. Do you have his password?
No,
Do you have technology?
I do not.
I do.
Then you need to climb a crane to get to a phone.
Oh, I mean, Tony can use his Elcom and message me.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll contact you and ask you what's the password for this phone.
Well, I would need to have the phone so I can check it.
I want to see if he scribbled the password on the device somewhere. Or
Why
something.
don't you just drop the phone? Tony's a Legionnaire. He's got like lightning. He'll catch it.
Yeah, I'll see if one of you guys doesn't get brained when I drop the phone for you.
All right, I'll go to where I think he's gonna drop it. And
right. Now you have a phone.
Oh wow, nice, good throw. So I'm gonna use my tech, and I'm going to 4D, and we are at 12.
Yes, you crack it. The guard that you just took that from just got a text message from one of the other guards. Looks like a picture message showing him sitting around a. I'm sorry.
Porn?
No. Showing him sitting around a table with other people, and it's showing him what his hand at cards is.
Can I tell what game they're playing?
Looks like spades.
More importantly,
is it a good hand?
Yes.
More importantly, can you tell where the text
that's dope.
Oh, you write back. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys doing now?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack the comm unit into our Elcom so we can listen in and
So
get all the.
You're gonna broadcast a pirated signal through your Elcom so that everybody can interact.
What do you mean?
So in other words, you're jacking the phone, taking control of it, and allowing your teammates to see what you're doing.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So that we can hear everything, and they can't hear anything from us. Not like, oh, I'm gonna just jack it into our Elcom so they can hear us. Yeah.
No, I gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. What are you guys doing from here?
Well, can our observer, can he spot the cloaking tower or the cloaking generator?
You want me to roll?
Give me an awareness.
Okay. Yeah. My awareness is 3D. Okay.
Oh yeah.
13.
So if we go back to the layout that you guys have, and you can put an overlay in your HUDs to what do you call it, to refer back to this map anytime you need to, right? So you guys are here, right?
Okay.
So you're at 5.
Right.
and the broadcast unit is where all those drones are.
Aha.
Okay. Now, can I also see what looks like a barracks or something like that nearby?
Yes. That's where all those solar panels were on.
Okay.
Let me just ask this: like, so to refresh on the mission, are we supposed to find the girl here?
It was rumored that she was here.
Okay.
But this particular mercenary unit is known for working with the mid-core rebels.
Okay.
And she is one of their top commanders. So if she's here, the House of Reason wants her. They want her alive if they can, because it would be a big blow to their network to lose her, and a big boon to your intelligence community to grab her. But also, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say. Go ahead and say also.
But also, they knew that something was going on here, but in order to get a larger force there, they want like eyes on the objective. So they wanted you to remove whatever this stealth technology was, if you could find it.
So I'm going to go to Swordfish. I'm going to say, send a message to that dude, pretending you're the guy we just buried under the water, and say, "Hey, after shift tonight, I'm going to make my move on that fine ass bitch."
Okay.
And what's her name? Niall or something? No.
Yeah, Nayesa.
Yeah, I'm going to make my move on that fine ass bitch. You know where she's at?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and send the message. Yo, you think I got a chance to win NASA? And if so, you think you could give me a hint of where I can pick, hit her up at?
Things go kind of quiet for a good 4 or 5 minutes. And then you get a response back. What are you talking about?
Well, while he's playing around on the Elcom, I say we advance deeper in the facility.
Right back. Oh, sorry, wrong text. Sending that to another person.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong text.
All right, so you're advancing up toward the where the guys are working the sifter.
Yes, I am.
Okay. You guys notice that Digger has left the party.
What you doing, brother?
We're here to investigate and kill. So I'm gonna go put the kill team.
Oh God!
Let's make this all go down at once.
He's gone rogue.
Just hold for a second until we find our target.
All right.
So regarding the failed messages, I say, yeah, sorry, didn't mean to send that to you, but regardless, still want to get together after our shift and get a beer.
You get a text message back with like a digital face that's kind of like, what? And it's like, where are you getting beer? Have you been holding out?
Yeah.
No. Tell him you scored some from the officers.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna say I scored some from the officers. I'm gonna say I got a hookup. So yeah, if you want in on this, come join me.
Another couple minutes goes by and is like, well, aren't you on shift?
I said after shift.
But aren't you on shift right now?
Yeah.
A few minutes goes by and it's like, bro, are you drinking on the job? Because you're there till morning.
I mean, I like to plan ahead. I'm bored. Okay.
Sun's up, beer's out.
All I'm seeing right here is water, and I'm just lonely.
Okay.
Just lonely.
I yanked the phone out of his hand.
Spend the whole op texting if you don't stop.
And using
It's gonna form a connection with this other guy. He's not gonna be able to kill him when the time comes.
when Project Bucket got gay. I yanked the phone out of his hand and I text, "It's all good. I'm just screwing around."
Don't let...
Using my fiendish charm.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Fiendish charm text.
Yep. Roll that for your fiendish charm text.
Oh, that
40,
footage.
17.
Oh dear Lord.
That's a 15.
Yeah, 15. You get back. Yeah, no harm, no foul. Don't let Nasaya catch you. She's rolling the perimeter, and he gives you an area just outside of number 9. So she's probably leaving the barracks at some point.
Where the barracks is which one?
9.
Right,
Okay.
so I'm gonna
And
go
the
ahead
barracks is
and
12?
I'm sorry?
no.
The barracks is 12?
Barracks is 9, so right here.
Okay, well, I thought you said power was 9.
Yeah, that's
No,
right here.
No, the solar panels and everything are on
Wait,
the
hold on.
barracks.
Where are you aiming at? Because
Alright.
I don't see what.
All right, you
I
ready?
see the dock.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to move the magic red ribbon. There we go. All right, so there are solar panels and wires coming off of this building.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gray building is power.
Yep.
It's also the barracks.
It's also the barracks. They have the power cells on top of the roof of the barracks.
All right. So what I'm
Okay.
gonna do is I'm gonna direct most of my attention towards that to see if I can get eyes on her. And he said that she's kind of walking the perimeter right now, right?
That she was walking out from the barracks.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna keep eyes on that so I can try to get some facial recognition.
So
going
after a few minutes, your facial recognition pings right here. She's walking with 2 other guards in the direction of 8.
All right. I'm gonna let him know that she's moving towards 8 and she's got 2 guards with her.
8 is comms, right?
That's the building that's keeping the shield up, the cloaking shield,
And the drones.
and the drones.
Let's blow it up.
Let's watch and see if she goes into 8.
Well,
Then-
why
and then Swordfish and Digger and myself will breach 8 silently, stealthily, and we'll take her, and we'll have Tony B cover us, and then we'll move back to the water.
well, that means we've got to
Hey,
kill the.
careful. That makes sense.
We've got to kill the mine workers, the sifters.
We don't need to kill the mine workers.
They got to die.
No, Digger.
This is what gets you kicked out of Dark Ops, man.
Digger,
This is when
remember.
they start recruiting you for Nether.
Remember, you joined us. We're doing a stealth mission this time. It's not pew pew.
Well, I mean, if they're dead, they can't report on us.
Listen, I think it's probably going to go pear-shaped, and you're going to get all the opportunity in the world to expend mucho brass. But
Yeah.
let's make sure that we're leaving and not sticking around trying to find people. So how about we put you? Can I go back to the main map?
Yep, I'm working there right now.
How about we put you? How about
Send
we,
them to 6.
how about we put you here and right there, and you can cover, and Swordfish and I will go in and take our prisoner, and we'll move back this way with you covering. You'll pull back with us to the water.
How are we going to get her into the water? She'll drown.
It's not that deep. You could always hold her above.
Yeah, we'll make it.
And we can knock her out.
And then
Just don't knock her up. We don't want to deal with the reports.
we'll pull.
You know, that's. I think you have problems.
All right, so you guys are going to start moving in toward
Yeah,
8.
we'll move to our positions. We'll put our Saab gunner here for Overwatch, and to cover any sort of ground action. We'll put our sniper in the tower to cover the whole perimeter. Swordfish, I'm gonna grab her, and you're gonna disable the cloaking device.
Okay.
So, before we go out, Sarge, what can the sniper see about potential vehicles for egress in case the water is not a viable option? They've got to have vehicle forms here somewhere.
I don't know.
Well, can you ask him to look?
Great idea.
Yeah, I can take a look. Yeah, do I see any potential Vix to that
You
we
have
can repurpose for our own use?
Some at the gate. Gate right here. At 1, right?
Okay.
You have several vehicles at 1. Trucks kind of like what you saw earlier,
Okay.
right? And then you have some more lined up over here, down at the bottom near 3.
Okay.
So
Outstanding.
we could send Digger to go get a vehicle.
Let's try to be as quiet as possible first.
I would
if
love
we can get out on foot without needing to take a vehicle, that would be better. Because
Okay.
if we take a vehicle, they're almost guaranteed to realize that there's a vehicle leaving that's not supposed to be.
Okay.
So
All right, groovy.
Especially
Right,
at
so-
night.
Yeah.
We will move into our
it's
position.
an option, but we're not gonna place our bets on a vehicle right now.
Does she enter building 8?
She is walking that way right now. So
Yeah. I'll let him know where she goes if she makes entry into a building or anything like that.
so she is right about here right now.
Okay. And we'll put Digger here in the shadows. And Swordfish and I will stage here.
Okay. After
Can
a
I
few
climb on top of one of the containers for a heightened view?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that if you raise above where you are right now, so if you stand up, people will see you.
Okay.
I would stay low.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be belly it down, bipods out. So
Right
No, remember we're firing suppressed.
I'll have my suppressed.
He really wants to
in
run that SAB.
You carry that heavy
You
son
have
of a
my
bitch either.
suppressed at 4.
I do.
Remember to yourself. Use this first. One charge back first.
All right, so she and the 2 guards with her walk into the front door of the facility right here. And now she's inside.
Are there any guards in this area?
None that you see outside. Can you give me an awareness check?
I can.
Fantastic.
Let's go with infiltration 4D. 16.
Oh, nice.
6, 3.
So there are cameras here.
Okay.
There's a pole camera here.
Okay.
And then there are trip cameras on the lawn here and here. So if you pass
We're ready for that. Sergeant Majors have always told us to stay off the lawn.
Yeah. It looks like they're facing the road, though,
Okay.
so that if something passes between them, they'll get advantage of what it is, and then it'll get picked up here by the pole camera.
How does our Legionnaire cloaks do on this?
It'll be fine as long as you move slowly. If you guys hurry, you'll end up looking like the Predator.
Okay. We will move slowly. What is the possibility of having our sniper, either one, take out the pole camera?
Do we want to start disabling cameras before we've made an entry? Because that could cause issues.
Okay.
As in, they realize a camera goes out, there's a problem, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, keep in
I
mind.
hold the secret to the universe on my back, the M42.
Now, keep in mind too that as a with you guys having guys who are proficient, especially like somebody like Swordfish, who has a computer specialty, he could enter the network and try and see what those cameras see.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So
Get
you
to
need
slicing.
you need a 12 to get into the network.
Okay, so I'm inside now.
Well, no,
No.
you got to
No,
roll.
you gotta roll it.
What if he's seen the Sandra Bullock, Dennis Miller movie, The Net?
I might give him a
No,
+1
no,
total.
no. I got better than that. I've seen the movie Hackers,
Oh God.
so
where all
I
the-
know what I'm talking.
Is that where they code faster than the speed of information?
I think so. It's the one with Penn Jillette in it. If you remember, he actually plays as the sysadmin who's like sitting there. He's like, "Oh yeah, there's a bug in the system. They're going for the kernel."
Back before anybody knew what a kernel was.
Right.
All right, so
So
you're
just
going to
get
try and
in?
enter the
I
system?
know it makes a damn good chicken.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll go ahead and jack into the system.
What did you get?
One
need to
second.
Yeah, you need to get a 12.
I
or
need to
higher.
get a 12. Okay, so I got not a 12. I got a 11.
All right. Give me another roll, or you'll be detected in their system.
Can I boost him with technology or intrusion?
Yes, if you give him a technology roll and you get a 6 on every 6 that you get will add a die to what he's doing.
I got no 6s.
All right. So, nope. You can. It seems like you're helping, but you're not sure what it's doing.
I'll use my last competency dice for the cause.
All right. You need to get a 9 or higher to keep them from detecting you.
Oh yeah, I got that. I got that. We got a 15.
All right. So you make it seem like you make it seem like it was a glitch in the system, and they kind of go back to monitoring system that in their normal fashion. But what this does tell you is that somebody is actively monitoring the system.
Okay.
So why don't we try again?
Do you want to try
Yeah.
again? All right. You need
I'd like to try again, but I'm gonna ask Slider to assist me on this next roll.
Okay.
So should he assist first to see if he gets
Again. And I don't get any 6s.
All right.
He just keeps pointing
So
at the
could I-
screen like,
could I
that
give
looks
him-
clear.
Hold on.
That's the one. Click the box.
I know that symbol.
I have a 5D intimidation. Can I scare the network into doing what we want it to?
You can try.
All right. So
Oh yeah,
I
we're
have to
good.
roll.
We're good. We're gonna have 14.
All
You
right.
just see Digger screaming at a camera.
All right. So you get into the network to control the cameras. You see Nasia pass the what do you call it? The entry desk. Somebody actually stands up and logs her in. She walks past with 2 of the guards, but you can also see from the area that there are cameras on the inside as well. So you're going to have to do something about those if you're going to make entry. But now that you can control the cameras, you can loop, you can spoof a feed, you can do whatever you want to them.
Yeah,
You know-
yeah. I'll go ahead and loop. I'll loop the feeds that make sense, and I'll spoof the ones that make sense.
So what we might also be able to do is wait for her to exit.
Is she
Well,
gonna?
we've got the code.
Does it look like? Before I do this, does it look like she's going to the head?
No, she's going to a set of clear, like not clear, but that like frosted glass look. There are 2 sliding doors that open and let her in, but they look thick. So whatever it is, it might not be glass, but they're frosted over. You see her and the 2 guards enter, and then they shut. But right before they do, you kind of catch a hint of like people in lab coats.
Command center.
So why don't
All right,
we
do I-
create a
all right, so-
distraction on the outside that gets their attention?
Do we
Hold,
really?
hold on, Digger. Hold on. So, looking in all the camera feeds, can I see any camera feeds that show lab coats
As far as inside or outside the building?
inside the building?
No.
So
Dicks.
Here's the question: do we want to try to make an entry into a building that seems that heavily populated with that many people in it, or do we want to wait for her to exit and be on her way to another building and snatch her somewhere?
Hold on.
External.
I've got a better idea. We are a kill team sent in, so I imagine we have some sort of gas intended to knock someone out. What if we climb on the roof and we hook that up to their air ventilation system and everybody goes nighty-night?
Sergeant Slider enters the front desk and splashes the guard.
All right, so you guys are making toward.
Quick entry it is.
Yeah.
So before he does that, I'm gonna loop the feeds so that we don't fuck up anything. It's a little bit easier for us to enter.
Now,
All right, then,
now as it rolls toward the 3:00 hour Pacific time, did you want to stop here, or did you want to continue on and see if you can complete the objective?
Let's
complete
roll.
the objective.
Plus, you got to do.
I think we'll be okay to try to complete the objective.
Yeah.
So let's
All right.
go for it.
All right, so As you guys start to roll up, you don't see any what do you call it? Any personnel roaming or anything like that. As they get by this section of the building. All right, so let me just get your avatars back.
One additional question.
Yes.
Can I leave a transmitter hooked into the terminal so that Tony can take over
Take over what?
the
Feeds.
computer terminal?
So am I
And the
abandoning
feeds.
Overwatch now that we're making dynamic entry?
No, just hold on there for a minute.
I do have a question. Are there any external guards, like on the roof of that building? And
No.
everything?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it's all drones, but they're deactivated. Or they appear deactivated.
So then Tony is still way back on the crane
Yes, I am.
with eyes on. So it's the Nick and it's the Slider and Swordfish show.
Yeah, but you're standing by to handle first responders.
Yeah,
Indeed.
we're holding external security.
All right. So as they bypass the building here, Knuckleball, you from this side, that bush is not a bush.
Ooh.
It looks like a really well done ghillie suit. It gets pulled away, and you see one of those robots start making his way toward the other side of the building.
Okay. I'm gonna let them know that it's moving. Does it look like it's going right towards them? Like
Yes.
it saw them?
Yep.
Do it.
I'm
Do
gonna
it.
let them know that it's active, and I'm gonna try to put a round through.
Well, before you do that,
house.
is it within E-banger range?
Yes.
With my supreme athleticism, I am going to roll. Is there any way anyone can assist with their dumb luck?
I don't think somebody else can assist with their luck. I think it has to be
Yeah, it has
yours.
to be you. If somebody had the skill leadership, they can donate competency dice to you, but nobody has that right now.
All right. Well,
And additionally, don't forget to hit the button.
Yeah, click the button first.
Oh no,
so
this
I
time
click the button.
this time he fixed the button.
He fucking mashed the button.
So I've got 2 6s. It's 12 plus 5 is 17, and a 4 is my gun dice.
Okay, so
yeah,
17.
You hear like a high pitched whine that only your buckets can pick up. There's a pop, and you see the robot like hit its knees, take a halting step, like it's trying to complete some sort of task, and then it just falls flat.
Nose
Then,
dives right into the
Swordfish,
grass.
you're gonna have to get in on the you're gonna have to get on the comms and spoof that because people are gonna notice.
I do have a question. Now, is that permanently deactivated? Like it's fried, or could that thing go live again?
You don't know. It'll all depend on how it's constructed. You have
What does that do to the camera system externally?
you don't know. That would be I believe was it you who's doing rolling the cameras, or was it Knuckleball? Tony.
I'm rolling the cameras.
Yeah, it would be.
But I was getting set up to pass ownership over to Tony.
Okay.
The camera doesn't seem to be affected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swordfish, when we get into the kiosk, you take the guard station and hack that panel and find out where that cloaking device is inside here, and the situation inside the lab.
I also have a quick question. The suppressed N18, how quiet would it be if I want to put a round through the power plant on that bot just to make sure it doesn't get back up?
It's a mouse fart.
Yeah, it would be quiet, but just remember
What?
Fucking mouse fart.
the round, excuse me, the bolt.
We've always wanted in every movie.
The bolt hitting the metallic hide of that thing is going to make a lot of noise.
Okay, I won't hit it then, but I will keep an eye on it. If it looks like it's about to go live and start, fucking some shit up, I'm gonna put a round through its power plant.
So I message or I say in the Elcom to Digger, because he told us about the bot. Is it the same bot as before?
It was like the ones that were patrolling outside when the drones came back in.
Okay.
It's not like the one that we ran into.
So are we mostly familiar with them? Like, have we seen them before?
You've messed with those on Republic Navy ships. They're like loader bots, but somebody's weaponized it by like strapping some like plate metal
Blasters
on it,
onto it.
and then giving it like a mid-core rebellion blaster.
So I message over to Digger and I say, hey, this is probably what it is, and this is where the power plant would be located, and this is how you can roughly disable it,
Okay,
without...
That's me that you need to pass it to then.
Well, I was going to say for Digger, because he's actually boots on the ground, and he can get up to it. You're up in the crane.
Okay. Oh, you want him to physically go over and, like, disconnect it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he should stay in his Overwatch position.
Yeah, I don't think he should move from Overwatch.
We'll just watch.
It's bad to have everyone moving around when we need to be as low-key as possible.
Let's just whack this stupid bastard.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna head into the security checkpoint, like Slider said.
Okay.
And I'm going to, clear the room. So, do I see anything in there?
2 guards stand up the second you guys come in.
I paint the guard on the right first.
All right.
You paint him?
Or I paint the wall behind him.
Okay. Yeah, and I shoot the other guard.
Left. Right first, left second.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, we got a 16.
And first guard tries to duck under the desk, and you ventilate most of his thoughts across the wall and floor.
Let's see. I have 3D.
Slider.
I'm gonna go with shooting 3D. 3D good. 3D's good. 3D. And when it says TB,
that's your threat bonus.
Threat bonus. Okay.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make the roll.
Yeah.
And then when you tell me the number, we add 3 to that. So every 4 points over your opponent's defense gives you another success.
Okay, so I have a threat bonus on my sidearm of 1.
Okay, yep.
Plus 1. So I'm going to use shooting. So I just use 3d6, not 4?
Correct.
Okay. 12.
Oof.
Threat bonus.
Lord Almighty. Let's see. Oh, that is a good roll. Yeah, so you got 2 successes on him.
Okay.
So he's going to try and defend with his fortitude. All right, so he just starts to clear the blaster that he's pulling over the top of the desk, because it's one of those desks that's like, chest high. Goes to get it, manages to almost get the butterfly, and then you pop him. Drill, both sides of his eyes. He hits the back wall and drops. The thing that bothers you the most is the way that he brought up his sidearm.
Yeah.
He didn't bring it up and over. He brought it out, and when he got it up to his chin, he fanned and was going to turn and fire, which bothers you a little bit because it was more direct in what he did. So more disciplined.
He was trained.
Somebody trained him well.
Yeah, okay. But he's dead now.
Yes. So now the only thing he's trained on is making a mess of the floor.
I will take
Ops 101.
while Swordfish goes into the computer.
Yep. I'll bounce into the computer. I won't bounce into the computer. I'm going to re-roll to unfuck my situation because I have fucked my situation.
Yeah, you need a 9 or higher.
9 or higher?
Yep.
And is it, do I still stick with my tech?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's not a 9 or higher. That's like 2 times in a row I rolled 2 2s and a 1 and 2 1s.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Let's see how bad.
I would like to use my composure to center him and make him fix it.
You just grab my shoulders and like center me in front of the computer Stop it!
Slapped
Do
you.
it
What do
right.
we see outside while they're doing this?
Nothing much. It seems quiet.
So can I burn 40 on composure to get him to get it right?
You can give him 4D, and let's see, where's what other traits do you have?
Let's see.
No, not yours. Swordfish.
I have dumb luck, mental hindrance, and which is overconfidence, and
Oh no, not that. Like all your skills.
Aptitude.
Aptitudes.
The aptitudes.
Yep.
Okay, so athleticism, awareness, focus on search, fighting, intrusion, shooting, technology for computers,
Use
survival,
intrusion.
streetwise, and other.
Yep. So have him assist you with an intrusion roll.
Okay, so
So I'm
Yep.
gonna burn 46 and get him 2 6s.
Ooh,
Nice.
there you go. So now he can add 2 more dice.
all right, so total of 5. All right, so 6, 6, and a 3. That's a 15.
You get a message that flares up into the system that says this is the second ping we've had tonight, and it's coming from someplace called CC3. It says this is the second glitch we've had in the system tonight. Are you guys okay?
I talk to Slider and I say, hey, you seem to have a better way of talking to these people. I'm just gonna let you have the keyboard.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn.
Tell him you forgot you had caps lock on and kept signing in with the wrong password.
Yeah, we're all fine here. How are you?
Yeah, exactly. How are you? Are you okay?
Taking that these guys are trained and probably PMCs or have been trained by PMCs, I'm going to use military sort of, lingo and stealth intrusion at 5D to let them know that we're good. That everything
I'm gonna assist him with my intrusion because I've got 3D.
that everything is absolutely
1-6.
5 by 5 here.
All right, so go ahead, roll that, and then you get an additional die because he was assisting you.
Okay. 26, 6, 5, 6.
So
8, 17.
That's
17. Yeah. All right, so you hear, or rather, the message comes back up and it says, "Standing down QRF."
Now, did I see anything start to go active from my vantage point?
Yes. You see some of the area around where they are. It looks like you have more of those covered bots,
Oh,
and then you saw what looks like a commander, because he had on the big puffy pants.
yeah.
He had the puffy
Yeah.
pants and like a beret on. He came out, looked toward Building 8, and then held his ear. And after a minute, he doesn't wave exactly at you, but he waves at something, and then he walks back in.
Hold on.
Where did it
So-
look like he waved?
I'm gonna be right back. Gotta hit the bathroom.
So, does the commander come up on any known databases as priority targets?
Do you have awareness?
I do.
Uh,
Yeah. Let me roll awareness real fast.
All right. What about you, Digger?
I have a 2D for awareness,
Roll me.
I got 12 on mine.
Okay.
and I got a 7.
All right. You both know that the commander was originally Republic Army.
Okay.
Was it Major Sebo?
No.
But like I was asking before, where did it look like he waved,
Um,
or which
it
direction?
was weird because it's not exactly in your direction, but it's like toward your direction. So he wasn't waving to you, but he was waving
Yeah.
in that direction because you're up high,
Yeah.
right? So
I'm gonna Okay. What were you saying?
but yeah, he was waving like oblique, so he was waving at like the 11 o'clock.
Okay. I'm gonna switch to my thermals and kind of scan the area, see if I can find someone that's maybe like another sniper on Overwatch, or even maybe if it was just a camera that he was waving at.
It looks like a camera.
Okay.
Sergeant Slider, we just saw a secondary high-value target who appears to be a MCR commander exit the premises and re-enter. What building was he re-entering?
The barracks.
He re-entered building 9.
Okay.
And so you got this guy, Dave Trenton. He was a former captain, Republic Army.
Mm-hmm.
Went AWOL away from the company. So he abandoned his company, but never gave a reason why. Nobody's seen him in 2 years.
Is he an MCR commander or a PMC commander?
Republic Army.
No. Now,
yeah, he was originally Republic Army.
Yes.
But apparently he is working with the Archer Directorate, which is private military contractors.
So he's a PMC commander now. Okay.
Is he high priority? We're just discussing the secondary target we just saw, the Commander Trenton. So is he high priority enough that we bag and tag him too? Or are we satisfied that he dies when we blow the base?
Let's just note it for intel and get this chick.
Yeah.
So Swordfish, we need to know what's in this building, and we need to know, 1, what the lab looks like, and we need to know, 2, where the cloaking device is.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and use the system that I'm in right now and figure that out.
All right. You can get a layout, like a floor plan.
Yep.
All right. You need to get a 15 or higher.
15 or higher. So you want to assist me with tech roll?
I do. I can throw you 3D tech.
Okay. That's a no.
I don't do anything for you.
Okay. 15 or higher. Oh boy. That's not a 15 or higher. That's a 7. That's a 10. So, what does that warrant? What kind of response does that result in?
You can't seem to get into the system in order to see what's beyond those glass doors. If you want to know, you're going to have to go through them.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a little rough. I can try again.
If I look on the wall, is there any kind of like fire plan layout?
No.
And
so these guys aren't
this place,
inspection.
The best paint that this place has seen probably in a few years is the red that you just put across the back wall.
Nice.
Okay. And so this was the door they went through here?
So if you're in the building, yes, they went through that door there.
Okay. And we don't know what's in here.
Well, no, you don't. This is where you want to go.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's where we know where she's at. What we don't know is where the cloaking device is at. Chances are it's in here.
Correct.
Okay.
Because right here looks like a break room, food prep, that kind of deal.
Sometimes a cloaking device can be there next to the microwave.
It could be the microwave for all.
It's like the router in every office. Like, go unplug the router.
It's actually the 5G network which is causing all the problems.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well then I think what we do is we stack on the door, right, left, me on the right, you on the left. The question is, from our experience from using flashbangs, if we set that off, how much racket is that going to make?
Probably in this room, judging by the thickness of the walls, you don't think you're going to cause a ruckus outside.
Okay. So, Swordfish, I'll kick the door open. You toss a flashbang. We'll let it detonate. Then I'll go in and go to the right, and you go in and go to the left. We ping everybody except her.
Okay. Sounds good.
And
are there any windows that I can see through?
There's no windows on that side of the building.
Okay.
do we see any activity outside yet?
Activity outside? No.
Just gonna keeping an eye on those robot, that robot QRF.
So
there-
while you're keeping an eye on that there big guy in the sky, why don't you jimmy a fast rope with your paracord so you can slide down out when it's time to exfil and you don't have to climb.
Yeah, I could do that.
I think in Battlefield you can just press F and you have a parachute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, can I do that? Do I have an F button?
I don't think you guys came with jump capable kit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, I've got my poncho. You think if I just kind of let it, hold it over my
Fan
head,
out.
you think I can pull a Batman and just kind of?
What? I figured he'd try to do a Mary Poppins.
So you guys gonna breach?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
breach.
All right.
kick, toss, wait, shoot, enter, shoot.
Boom.
That's a scary looking room.
Yes. So let me just.
Mother of God.
That's the brain. That's the brain bug.
Let me guess. It's the Doomsday device.
I don't know if it's a doomsday device.
It is in every,
So-
it is in every movie.
So as we enter, can I? Should we ask? Can I ask Slider if we should keep a scientist alive?
No, everybody dies except her.
Okay.
All right. So let me just get your characters back up there. Shoot. And there. A lot of screens to jump through.
What I'll try to do is once we enter, I will try to use once we toss the flashbang and they're disoriented, I will try to enter using presence and fiendish charm to order everybody down on the floor.
All right.
You think they'll even be able to hear you after a flashbang going off?
All right. So if you look toward the bottom left, your characters are right there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
So you want to put them up into here.
Where is my character? Wait.
It's over here.
Oh, he's here.
Right there.
I can't move my guy. Is that oh, that's my guy. Okay. So I went left. You went right.
Yep.
All right. Do you throw flashbangs?
Flashbang. Then we enter.
Hello.
We identify armed people. Waste them.
All right. So as you enter this very odd-looking room, you have this giant device dominating the back of the room. There's all sorts of energy waves passing around it and through it. The scientists are working computer terminals, and you have looks like Nasia was talking to them when you came in. Had her arms folded, was kind of just like, didn't seem upset, didn't seem whatever, just kind of was like overlooking the operation. These two dudes were fast. When you guys opened the door, they were already pulling sidearms when you threw your flashbangs.
Okay.
All right. So real quick, I'm gonna roll a reflex roll and then, a reaction roll. You guys give me a reaction test just to see if you beat them to get the flashbangs off before they fire.
Okay.
So I got a 13.
I got a 14.
I got yours. Daniel? Muted.
10.
All right. So this guy is going to... No, he's not going to get a shot off because at least one of the flashbangs goes off. All right. So on... Let's see. That guy. That guy. This guy, and so the four scientists all get their bell rung by the flashbangs. They hit the back of the computer console, hands are on their heads, eyes closed tightly, screaming because of the the noise and the disorientation, and they hit the deck. Luckily, the room is wide enough to where it doesn't blow out their eardrums or shatter the inside of their skulls. Nasia is right here. She watches it go off, but doesn't appear as she's affected. The other two, they are affected. They go down to a knee with their heads down, but they're not. They don't fall like the scientists.
Okay.
So now initiative. What do you do?
Does she have a weapon?
She is armed, but she is not carrying her pistol.
Okay. Then I'm going to shout to, or I'll come over to Swordfish to each waste our dudes on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna take out the 2 scientists on the right.
All right, give me initiative.
The armed guy.
The yarn guys. Okay, yeah, sure.
I was gonna say, don't waste your time shooting unarmed dudes on the ground when you've got.
But I mean,
active guys
I
in
want to
front of
channel
you.
my inner digger and just
My inner digger. That's so going to be my T-shirt.
It's time for
Wait.
war crimes.
Reaction again.
Yep. Reaction roll again. You got to be. I got a 4.
Okay.
Nick got an 11.
8, 10, 14.
14. All right, Swordfish, you're up first.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a shot at the guy right here on the right in
Gotcha.
line with me.
What, does suppression really matter when you just do a flashbang?
All right, I got a 6 on my hit die, and so for a total of 14.
14. He is going to resist by trying to jump out of the way. He does not. So what's the threat bonus on that weapon?
3.
Oh, God. You shot him with the N18?
Yeah, of course.
Ouch! Close quarters N18.
You ever see one of those videos where the kid accidentally hits the dad instead of the piñata?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So, he goes down violently. The N18 bolt cracks the armor he's wearing because he's wearing like a plate carrier. Cracks the armor he's wearing, misses most of the plate, and enters the side he didn't cover. It flips him over, and he lands into a bloody mess at the base of that computer. Nick, you're up.
I'm not going
down.
to Mozambique this guy because he's wearing a plate and I've got a sidearm. So I'm going to burn my shooting, my competency dice, and dumb luck to just go ahead and drill him right through the skull.
Hit me.
Would you
nice.
3 and a 4 for 60? Or no, sorry. 5, 11.
13.
Oh, 13. I just math.
He got a 3. All right, so that's 7, 11. That's 2 levels of success. The bolt enters one of his eyes and flutters the back of his hair as it exits. He actually hits the machine and catches on fire from the energy discharge before he hits the deck. The woman who's Nasia, who's standing there, touches her watch and then puts her hands up and drops to her knees.
Shoot her hand off.
The scientists are just rolling around on the ground.
I'm going to put the barrel of my pistol up against her skull and hold her there for a second while I tell Swordfish, ask Swordfish to go ahead and completely disable the cloaking device.
Yeah, so I'll go attempt to disable the cloaking device, and I also say Slider, and I say, hey, check to see what she was messing with on her hand,
Give me a technology roll with the computer thing as well. And outside, Tony, on top of that crane, you see guys start spilling out of that barracks.
All right. The first guy that comes out, basically the first guy through the door, I'm putting a round right through him.
All right.
It's gonna, especially to scare the shit out of the guys that are behind him. So hopefully they don't come running.
I add dumb luck into my roll.
All right, go ahead.
15.
Ooh, nice. Nope. So, you managed to bring it to a shutdown cycle, so it's going to take a few minutes. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so you're with that N18. You're within the N18's medium range.
Okay.
So you're going to need minus 1d to hit.
Okay. So 4d6 then.
Yep.
Let's see, 3 on the weapon, and I got 5, 9, 13 to hit.
All right. You drill him right through the skull. His feet and head pretty much just change places. You see a whole bunch of dudes just come to like a screeching halt, almost like, trying to stop dead on an icy street, and just whirl around and run back into the barracks.
You goddamn right they do.
You see a couple of the Digger from behind you. You hear a couple of the guys that were working that sifter hopping the partitions to start running toward the building.
Which building?
The one that your boys just went in.
All right, I'm going to wait for them to pass me, and then I'm going to shoot them in the back.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
How many and for what?
You're going to be shooting, I assume.
Correct. So
Are you shooting
I'm
suppressed?
assuming that, so with his firing, the gig is up. So I'm assuming I can switch to my SAB.
Well, he fired suppressed.
Yeah. If we
But
can
they know we're
maintain
here.
They don't know that you and I are here, though. So if we can maintain suppression, that means that we can maintain our Overwatch at least more effectively until they figure out where we are.
All right. So what does Fortitude do for me? Can I apply my Fortitude of, in crisis and give me a bump on my shooting, which is a 3D with this subcontact blaster?
The only thing you can do with resistances is resist. So everything else you can use for attack and defense, except for resistances, those resist.
Can I scare the gun into compliance?
If the gun had a smart link, maybe.
All right. Well, then I got 3d6s and I got a 3. Oof.
Oh,
3
ones.
natural ones.
how do you roll 3 1?
All right, so now you need to reload because you were so angry at this weapon. You didn't
I
lock
should have used my mother truck and SAB.
right. You didn't lock in the charge pack. You got to hit the forward assist.
All right.
All right.
You've got incoming. I'm gonna send that to
Slider.
Swordfish and Slider.
All right, you guys get that message over the Elcom.
Okay, then Sergeant Slider is going to say, Digger, go ahead and secure transport. And we're going to meet you at the main road on this side, and we'll pull out from there. And then I club her into unconsciousness with my gauntlet, take off her watch, disarm her sidearm, and throw her over my shoulder.
Sarge, how about I get a better idea? While you guys make your exit, I go into the barracks and open up with Old Faithful, my SAB.
I think you're going to kill a lot of people on the way to get that truck.
All right.
Almost
All right.
definitely.
All right, then I'm going to withdraw towards the bottom left, so number 3,
Yep.
that exit. That's the truck I'm going for.
Yep, they
You
have.
have everybody along the way.
And I'll shoot every mother trucker I pass on the way because that's out freaking standing.
All right, so you're going from here.
Yeah, I'm at 5.
Yep.
I was in the
Yeah.
All right, so you're trucking down that. Tony, are you sliding down that? Are you sliding down that cord? Or are you still providing Overwatch?
I'm going to maintain Overwatch until it looks like I might be compromised.
All right, and then have you guys? Well, that's on you. All right, so you guys are coming out of 8.
Have we disabled the cloaking device?
It's on. It's in a shutdown. It's shutting
great.
down.
Then yeah, we're Swordfish. You cover, and I'll carry. And we will make our way. We'll make our way back towards 5.
well.
Here, and then we'll run along the street to here.
Gotcha.
And then we'll move to 3. When we get to here, I would say Tony B. Then get off the tower.
Do you want me to get off the tower when you actually get to 5, so I can just meet up with you and come with you?
Yeah, that sounds that.
Yeah, when they make it to the 5 area, that's when I'll start coming
Slide down.
So I have
Until then, I will engage a handful of the guys that are out in the open that they might run into.
Okay.
All right, I have a question. Do I pass anything flammable on the way that looks like it would be combustible?
In 5, there are several combustible materials.
All right, I'm going to take my flare.
Yep.
Pop that
don't
puppy
light it
on.
fire while I'm here.
I'm gonna light 5 on fire because it's gonna serve as a distraction as we're retreating.
Oh, okay. Yes, the distraction right underneath where I'm hiding.
Well, you're in the back at 5, and I'm at the front, so it's at the other end.
All right, there's there.
So I'm gonna use one of my flares, and I'm gonna light something on fire.
You are just really kill happy today, aren't you?
There's a reason I always play a tank.
That's the last kill team you'll play on.
Well, at this point, our the gig is up. We've been compromised, so it's about.
I haven't been compromised.
Hey, we haven't been compromised. I'm writing this report. Everything went great.
All right, so you round the corner, and you got guys running out of 6, and they're armed.
All right, light them up.
What are you using?
At this point, I'm convinced that we are compromised, so I'm using my my sab.
I could have never guessed.
I will. I'll take the demotion from PFC to private, and just for the glory of lighting them up with the sab.
Whoa.
All right, so I'm rolling shootings 5D 6. Come on, stay up. There we go. I got a 6 for my gun, and I got 18 for my roll.
Fix that. There we go. All right, so you have 6. And what was your firearm? Your shooting roll?
The 6. I used the first one just because it's easier to remember.
Gotcha. Yeah, you drill one of the first ones. So the SAB cycles up. You hear the whine of the power processor pushing energy through the focusing chamber, and it just sings like a day at the opera.
And it's glorious.
This first guy right here, he gets drilled, torn apart. The other 2 turn toward you and return fire. The first one.
Oh, he's going to end up naked.
Here we go.
First one gets a 9.
Okay.
So you have to use something in your arsenal of statistics to defend against that 9.
Can I only use one?
Yes.
So I'm going to use my 60 strength, my athleticism, and I'm going to do a combat roll, firing as I'm diving.
That's more agility based. You would do better with like picking up a trash can or something like that and using it as a shield using something like that.
So what is around me that I might make a better, more informed decision?
You have signs, like you know, like the kind of signs that are outside of a barracks.
Right.
They're weathered and worn, and you really can't tell what they're supposed to be originally. It's just a big hunk of metal between 2 posts of wood. You have the posts of wood. What's that?
I have a 5D presence of intimidation. I'm going to scare those Mamba Jambas into submission.
All right, so you're going to yell at them so violently, like your Legionnaire basic instructor, and you're going to...
but I've got the presence to make it more commanding.
So you're going to try and scare him to miss.
Yes.
I'll buy it. All right, what do you got?
6 plus 5 plus 4, it's 10, 15.
All right. You give me something epic. Come on, say something fun. Yeah, nothing like being on the spot.
Eat shit and die. I don't know.
right, so Digger yells out, "Eat shit and die," and messes with the modulator on his external bucket speaker, so he comes out sounding like Mickey Mouse. The guy is confused and he misses. Second guy. Second guy gets a 13.
All right.
What are you going to use to
So
defend against it?
what are they firing?
It's kind of
They're firing blaster rifles, kind of like civilian versions of the N4.
So I'm going to use my strength and rip the sign out of the ground and chuck it at them, hoping to impale them with the wooden shaft that was once the sign.
You're more throwing. So this is the defense against that shot. So you're kind of defending against. So you're throwing it in the air and getting it hit by the shots. So you got to get a 13 or higher.
All right, so 6D.
Which you got a good shot on 6D.
22.
All right, so that's 10, 13. So you made. Oh no, 15. So you made it.
Oh, because I had to take the top 3.
Yeah, top 3. So
That's 15. Okay.
Yeah, the sign gets punctured full of holes. Basically, gets evaporated by the blaster bolts, tearing it to shreds. And you're still charging at them, I assume.
Absolutely.
Bring yourself a little bit closer.
I can't see my guy. I just see the.
Yeah, we can't see that. We just have the big map.
Then I should have you right there. There we go. So you are right her.
All right, and I am charging over here, so I'm going to keep charging and have my sab rocking and rolling.
All right. So which guy are you aiming at this time?
My line of sight is the one on the bottom right.
Okay.
And so I'm going to roll my 5d6. I got a 3 for my gun, and I got 16 for my roll.
You firing long bursts or short?
Long.
You're going to have to reload after this. What'd you say, a 16? 5,
Yeah.
5, and 6. Yep, 16.
15.
15, I mean. Nope, he only got a 12. So once again, rounds chase down the avenue and trace up from his feet into his face, and basically turn the guy into a Christmas tree, and he drops into the street. Last guy punches at you. He got a 14.
All right. I used athleticism. I used intimidation. Are they within hand-to-hand range?
If you push, you might be able to get there, but you won't be able to reload your blaster.
I've got fighting as a 4D for wrestling. I'm going to take his ass to the ground the old-fashioned way, Greco-Roman style.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so that's 4.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, you can tackle him as a defense. It's a little offensive, but I'll take it. Holy.
18.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
50. All right, so, yeah, you tackle him. All right. Now, you guys are running down the street, and you see your guy get into a fist fight with people who are shooting at him. And it seems to be working for him. Do you do anything?
I'm going to throw a grenade in.
Throw a grenade what?
Into 9.
A grenade into 9. Okay, yep, go ahead. Fragger or banger?
Fragger. To see if I can knock out their power system in some way, shape, or form.
I'm gonna attempt to take a shot at the other guys that are shooting at Digger.
There's
with
only
the
one,
M18.
and he's wrestling him.
Oh, okay.
Are there any other people that we can see, or at least I can?
There are. Oh, hold on. Let me see what we got. Oh my God, that was for the fragger.
And I use dumb luck with it, just because I'm trying to hopefully knock out their power supply in some way, shape, or form.
Oh my God. So 2 guys were rushing out of that building again, chancing the sniper. They get caught in the blast, and then all of the solar panels on top shatter. There's a slide. There's a like a flutter in the power, but it doesn't look like it's completely off yet. You don't know if it's going to take a minute or if there was a backup somewhere.
Okay.
You don't see any guys on your side of the street. There are guys at 3, and they're running toward this direction.
Okay. I'll just continue to hustle with my package.
Okay, you guys are moving up.
Right.
What's that?
I want to take my shot still.
All right.
Can I have? Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, I still need to take my shot. You said there were some other guys that were coming in.
Yep, they're on 3. They're across the stream.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop real fast, take a knee, and I'm gonna put a round through the first guy.
All right.
Bold move, Kai. Bold move.
Let's see, I got a 5 on my weapon die.
All right.
And
So you're good on ammo.
9, 10, 11. 11.
All right.
No, you got a 13.
Oh, sorry, 13. Yeah.
He's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna beat a 13. No, he does not. And what's the threat bonus on that?
3.
Yeah. Yeah, this first guy right here. You hit him in.
Oh, there they are.
Yep.
Okay.
You
I
hit
had
him.
my dice thing and was sitting over them. I didn't see them there.
You hit him in the lower abdomen. It tears off most of his leg, exposing the femur, and he drops into the ground on a bloody slide. The other 2,
Slider.
yeah, the other 2 are aiming at you. Swordfish, did you want to take an action before?
Hell yeah, I want to take a shot at the other guy.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so 5d6. And re-roll that one. All right, we got a 15.
15. He's going to try. No way. What's the threat bonus on that? Are you still using the
3.
M18?
Yeah.
So you're running down the street with like a 9-foot rifle.
Yeah. I mean, how else do you do it?
He's gonna pole vault over something any second now. You blow a hole into his plate carrier, but you catch one side more than the other. Spins him around into his buddy, who just kind of shrugs him off. And as he does, there's just this huge wave of ash-strewn blood that hits the ground along with him. So he's not doing too hot either. The lone remaining soldier takes a shot.
Have I killed the guy I'm rolling around with yet, or are we still cuddling?
You guys are still cuddling. I'll get to you in a second. He takes a shot at you for ventilating his friend. 12. How are you going to defend?
Me or Swordfish?
Let's see. 1 to 2, 1 to 3. It's you. 4 to 6. It's Swordfish. It's Swordfish. How are you going to defend?
Nice.
All right, I'll defend with my reaction.
Okay. You got to get a 12.
And all right,
12 or higher.
I got a 13.
Oof, just barely. All right, so you dodge out of the way. You start laughing because somebody was talking about combat rolling earlier, and guys in armor shouldn't do that kind of stuff. And you guys are up here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You guys can move closer. So, what's your reaction, Digger?
My reaction is a 2D.
2D. All right. So is his. Roll and tell me what you got. I got a 7.
I got a 4.
He's going to go first. He pulls his pistol from his leg holster and tries to point blank shoot you.
The old holdout.
An 8.
All right, and so I am going to use my superior strength at 66. This is considered a separate engagement, right, from the last one?
Yep.
So I'm going to use my superior strength to grab his pistol hand and push it away from me. So when he fires, it does not hit me.
Well, let's hope.
And I'll just hope it doesn't hit Sergeant Slider, because I hear he wouldn't like that.
He would not.
All right, so I got 2. I got 12 plus 5, 15,
Dear
17.
God.
I got
Yeah.
17. Or, well, do I give you all the numbers or just top 3?
Top 3.
Yeah, so I got 17.
So after you break his wrist, what are you doing with the pistol?
While I'm holding his pistol away, I'm gonna grab my K-bar. No, my knife, and I'm gonna stab it in his throat.
My K-bar.
All right. You got fighting?
Do I need that? I've got wrestling.
Well, you got fighting.
I
and
got
then you
wrestling.
You got wrestling at
Wrestling.
5D. Right. So you already used the wrestling to
Yeah.
deal with the
So
gun.
So I use 3D for fighting and see what I
Well, no,
can do.
because you already used your fighting, because technically that's the same skill, right?
Oh, okay. What about intimidation?
So you're going to have him stab himself.
Stab yourself.
Why are you hitting yourself? How are you going to use intimidation?
I had that, drill sergeant.
Me too.
No, didn't we all? All right. Well, if I scare him, maybe he panics, and in his panic, I see an opening to snap his neck.
That would have to occur on the next round, but yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Why don't you say something like, let me give you a hint. I mean, this is here, let me clear your character for you. I'll buy you a pack of gum and show you how to chew it. Why don't you say something like really badass, like, quivering palm of 1,000 deaths, and then just see if that like freaks him out, like throat rip, just see if he suddenly like flinches.
He starts calling out stuff like a Japanese cartoon.
Yeah, just make him think that you're really going to do something shitty to him.
Space Thunder.
Yeah, nut crusher. Oh,
Go ahead.
All right.
go for nut crusher.
13.
Oh God. He can try composure. He starts crying and begging for his life.
Go for nut crusher.
So as you guys are running, Tony B, you get slapped with a sniper or a shot from somewhere.
This is unacceptable.
So you got to beat a 16.
16. All right. Let's see what I got here. I will use my reaction.
Okay.
So that's 5d6.
Take the top 3.
12. Oh, I definitely beat it.
Oh
That's
my
a
God,
17.
you got lucky.
I just sidestep it as I see exactly where it comes
So
from.
out of nowhere, he gets like this inclination. He's got to do the funky chicken like those Marines in 2006 in Fallujah who were walking down the street all weird. Nobody could figure out what they were doing. Yeah, they were making themselves harder to hit. So he just dodges this shot that just digs a huge crater right down the center of the street. Are you all caught up to everybody with your bundle slider?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm right here. I'm in the lead. So what I would say now, have we dealt with these two guys JR's trying to kill?
You got one left, and he is like seriously sobbing, begging for his life.
What I would say is I'm going to hustle this way, and as I run past JR, I'm going to say cover our 6.
Roger, Sergeant.
All right. So you guys get into one of the vehicles?
Yeah.
Before we dip, I want to take a shot at wherever that sniper was.
Give me an awareness check.
I'll assist him on that because I'm nearby.
Can I use combat reflexes to see where that shot came from?
No. It was probably the combat reflexes that saved you.
Oh, I used reaction for the.
Yeah, he used reaction.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to react to something that has
Okay.
happened deep in the past. So
But
what's that?
but yeah, I'm still gonna assist him with awareness
All right, hit
and
me.
search as well.
Okay, you go ahead and roll real fast.
Any sixes?
All right, I
goes-
got 1-6.
so you get an additional
Okay,
die.
so I get 4. 18.
18.
Dear God.
Whoa!
So,
Yeah, you get a beat on him.
all right, and I am going to use that beat I have on him to remove him.
All right, take
In
a shot.
fact, I'm gonna use a my last what's it called? Competency die to up it another one.
All right,
Can
go
I
for it.
assist his hit?
So I get.
You can if you use your. Do you have another detection skill?
I could go with shooting, couldn't I?
Yes, that would work.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'll go
So
with
you could
shooting, and I'll
act as,
give
as
him.
a spotter.
How many do I get?
Three
Okay.
sixes.
God.
Oh, it wasn't great, but let's see. I got
15.
a 15. No, 16. So I got 2 5s.
Let's see.
Okay. And 5 was his gun dice.
Ouch. Your threat bonus is 3, I
3.
believe.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so all the way over at 10. So if you guys look at this real quick.
Oh.
Oh my god!
All the way over at 10, they had a designated marksman that was probably facing out, but he repositioned and faced in, and if you didn't roll as high as you did, he would have torn you up pretty bad. You just right after the shot, you just catch the hint of a silhouette of him falling out of one of those towers.
Rail kill.
And then after I take my shot, I'm going to sprint to catch up with the vehicle.
All right. Which
And I'm still holding the rear until they pass me as providing cover till they
Yep.
get in the vehicle.
which truck are you going to take?
The lead one.
All right. You guys clamber in there.
I'm going to take the crying, sobbing little girl who's not my girlfriend. I'm going to drag him with me because, a second person to interrogate.
Okay.
And while they're doing that, I'm going to dump like an intel burst to higher ups and then tell them that the cloaking device is down and they can commence their raid and that we're going to DD Mao.
And while he does that, I was going to turn the prisoner over to them so I could get on the gun.
All right. Colonel Thompson says he wants you to make back for that what do you call it?
Trenton?
No, the spot where everybody was leaving water, that little broken down fort.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
truck from here back to our ride and then take our ride to that spot.
All right. So you guys get there. About 5 minutes into the run, you just see a wave of incoming fighter aircraft coming down from orbit and just shredding the top of that, the outskirts of that base. It doesn't look like they're hitting where the cloaking field was. The little what do you call it? The
Building 8?
yeah. It doesn't look like they're hitting that. So it might Legion R&D might be getting their hands on something soon. So you guys get back to that area where your vehicle is. They send in an aircraft. The aircraft kind of doesn't land all the way, but starts hovering. You get some regular Legionnaires hopping out. One of them comes up and yells out for Slider.
Yo.
He
Slider.
gives you that like fist pumping action, like bring everything this way.
Hey,
Right.
we do.
He sits there and activates the external speaker. He's like, "My name is Captain Noriega. These are the prisoners." So everybody's nodding, blah, 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 right? They put enter cuffs on them, enter chains on them. They black bag the sensory deprivation hoods over them. They start loading them up. One of them was the captain looks at you and says, "Do you have other assets? I was told about cell phones."
Yeah, we turn over the device we took off this guy that I wasted here. And
the
then
one off
The
of
device I have from the other guy.
Yeah.
he has. And then we also tell them,
that we didn't search the crying girl.
but we will let them know just on the ground, like these PMCs are highly trained. A lot of high-tech gear, a lot of advanced stuff. These are not Indigs or Rebels or I-Squared or any of that.
Also, that there's a former Republic Army officer in charge of the PMC on the base.
Yeah. He's
says-
probably
Yeah, full debrief.
He says, "I'll take that under advisement. If we need you again for tactical reconnaissance, we might be calling you up again." He does one of these. One of the other Legionnaires that had hopped out gives a symbol like this, almost like a shark, right? And then goes like this. The drone that was following you drops in and then secures to the underside of the aircraft. He sits. He gives you like a Shaki chakra. He hops back in. The captain drops a gorilla box down, and he's like, "Quick resupply until you guys can get back to your cop." He goes, "If you need me, I'm on LCOM." He goes, "I'm out," and he hops back in. The aircraft takes off, and amid the swirling dust and whatever, you get a thing from Colonel Thompson. "Job well done, gentlemen. Job well done." And
I fist bump Tony.
Hell yeah. Fist bump.
right, and that's where the credits roll.
And there's beer in the job box, right?
Damn straight there is.
Do I get bonus points for the extra prisoner, Sarge? I want to know if I get that promotion. I'd make one hell of a corporal.
So that's how Super 6 rolls with a tactical bent.
That was badass.
That was
And-
fun.
That was actually a lot of fun.
And I
thought
didn't
that was
have
really
any
consistent.
floating crosshairs on anybody.
No, you gu-
no crosshairs on
No,
foreheads.
you guys are Legionnaires. You guys are top hat. Just so that you know, a lot of the mercenaries that you faced, there were only a few of them that had anything over 3D. So most of these guys were, like basic army trained. They don't have the kind of training that you guys have, so their dice pools aren't going to be as big. So, usually the dice pool ranges hit in the 9 to 12 range. So like you guys were scoring big numbers on some of these rolls because if that sniper had hit you, that guy had an anti-tank rifle he was shooting.
Oh, he would have torn me in half.
Yeah, you would have been bent.
So, go ahead.
Oh no,
He who
please.
snipes snipers often becomes a sniper himself.
Since not everybody, people are going to be watching this as we try different systems. How does this game interact with miniatures? Because there is a huge interest among the community of role players in Galaxy's Edge that want minis as part of the game.
Well, if you look at the
miniatures that we have already,
Yeah,
we can
that are on
implement
here.
those easily.
Yeah,
you can.
it would be like any other RPG where you have a map out on the board where you can see what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, we're basically just testing this for the rule system and how well it interacts with the universe.
I'm
and
aware.
if the rule system interacts with that, then we stick with that kind of thing.
But at the same time, you guys were doing small unit against medium-sized unit, which it was great tactics to take that first dude out of the barracks and ventilate him into a warning sign.
Yeah.
And because they were regrouping to come out of the backside to come at you, right? So the what do you call it? So that was excellent tactics. But if you had seen, if those guys would have came out and it would have been like a standing fight where you guys were in that processing center where all those bins, you would have had to fight your way out of there, and then you would have seen how miniatures would have worked with that. So But the rules are seamless. They work together very
Yeah.
very easily. So, but that was
Yeah.
Super Six. So if you like that, put your comments down in the video. We'd love to hear what you thought. We'd love to hear what you thought of the game, what you thought of me as a game master, and of our guys playing Legionnaires. So with that, we're gonna call it a show, unless Swordfish has something else.
So, as a quick question for each of us players and you as the game master,
Right on.
starting with Tony and working our way towards me and then
Mhm.
back to Walt, what did you think of the system?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm a big fan of dice pools. I kind of started into them with World of Darkness, and they're fairly easy and quick to pick up. So I thought it was fantastic.
Digger.
I think someone who didn't really know what I was doing. This is, I don't have a whole lot of experience with RPGs. I'm learning. I thought it was pretty user friendly. I mean, for a while, it might take a little bit longer for me to catch on than some of the more experienced people. I don't know how much of that is because of my head injury versus, learning new things, a normal new person to the system. But I still think even with that going against me, I could figure this out pretty quickly. So I enjoyed it. And assuming the tabletop interface we've been playing on Roll20 equates to like a table with sand table with mirrors, I think it works. Helps you visualize.
Hell yeah. Nick, what did you think?
I like it because like where I started out in first edition D&D and stuff like that, games were very much numbers driven, and there really wasn't a lot of improvisation because back in the 80s, believe it or not, the nerds who played D&D really weren't, the improvisatory types. They were very much, they liked the comfort of the numbers and the tables and the stats. That was very happy. But for me as an actor and like a creator, which is a writer, and stuff like that, I like to think on my feet. So it's kind of fun when you get to make stuff up alongside the GM, because then you're both creating the story together, and that's a lot of fun. And you can have the cinematic movie moments that you really don't get in numbers driven games. Which really, when you play like computer games, they are very much numbers driven games. Like it's very much DPS, all that kind of stuff. They do put these fun button mash cutscenes in there for you, and this is kind of like that, even though it's not really. It's up to you to figure out what the cutscene is. So I dig that a lot. I dig this. Walt, you are an excellent GM. You're a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you.
Tony, like great play. JR, you're a madman. You're a murderer. Daniel, you're banging. You're a stone cold killer. So like I think a bunch of guys and girls, and ladies and kids too, can sit down and have a lot of fun with this. And what I like, the big concept that I like in any game is persistence. So that would be the next thing to add to this. What is the fallout from this? How do we like what I like when people play games? What I like when I play games is I like to have built something. I always want my 9th level fighter to end up with his own stronghold. So how do you add persistence to this? What are the rewards for doing this? What are the upgrades like? And that would be an interesting thing to throw out to the community. Like if you played this game with your team and your GM ran it through you faithfully, how do you grow as Legionnaires? Like, do we just give you rank? Do you get better weapons upgrades? Do we do like a medal system? And you can add that in the Discord. I don't know, but how do we create persistence?
And one of the ways you can do that, so the reward system is pretty much the creation system as well. So competency dice is like the special currency of the game. So with a competency die, you can influence a scene. You can change an effect by adding another die to your roll, like you guys were doing, or at the same time, you can burn that die and spend it as a character point to enhance, enrich, or continue along a career path. So, for example, say you wanted to, say you got that Legionnaire that after 3 episodes of this play, say he gets a competency die every big adventure finish. You want to promote that guy to a sergeant. Now you hand him the advantage. So with 3 dice, let's say, you could do an advantage for occupation Legionnaire Sergeant, and then he would have that benefit in the game. And then in addition, he gets the leadership skill, which then lets him hand out competency dice to his men because he's a leader. That's what he does. So, hey, put that machine gun here. It's going to maximize the effect. That guy gets a competency die. Hey, back that vehicle up. We can use it as armor. That guy gets a competency die. So he's actually like he's actually the shot caller on the ground and can do stuff like that. So that's the great thing about supers, is that you can continue to grow your characters that way, because the competency dice remains a standard unit of measure to continue to grow your character.
And I will say that, Nick, to what Nick was saying, we all played the characters you gave us, as far as, well, Swordfish made his, but like mine wasn't so smart, but he was big and strong. So, that's kind of how we played what you gave us. How much flexibility will you get in designing a character? Is it luck of the dice when you roll to build your character, or could you make a tailored character as a player?
There's no rolling of your character at all. There is a in the original Supers book, there is a random generation table, and I have done that random generation table for a Legionnaire. And I have 3 tables right now: one for regular army, one for a Marine, and one for a Legionnaire. The characters you get are almost as good as the standard way to do it, but the standard way to do it is to build the character yourself. So come in with an idea of what you want to build, and then use. So, for example, you guys were considered veterans. So you guys were built on 25 to 30 character points.
Okay.
So the point I wanted to make for my thing was, regarding the character sheet, I don't see it. It seems overly simplified, and it's kind of hard to figure out exactly how things line up. Like, I know you're saying it parrots back to the supers thing, so I guess that's one of the issues I had. But, like, for instance, where do you put weapons on this character sheet? There's no spot for that.
Right.
There's no spot that lists ranges and stuff like that. I think if we were to up the
a spot on my character sheet, there is a list for under the kit that says exactly what you carry, and then it also actually has their bonuses next to them. Like right here, my Leej combat knife is a +1, sidearm +1.
Yeah, I've only got one character sheet that Walt sent me, and it's basically kind of like a top level thing. So maybe you got an extra one. But
yeah, I've got like.
Oh, are you talking about the handheld handouts that he gave out too?
So I've got 2. He gave me 2. He's got one that's got like my character's name and everything on it, and then it has everything, all my aptitudes. It has my kit. It has my resistances, powers, advantages, disadvantages, competency, and then I've got another one he sent me.
That's a handout, right?
That's the one he sent me initially. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was getting at. Is that I'm used to having all of it onto one character sheet instead of
I get what you mean. Yeah, and I was kind of referencing between the 2 of them to see what I had, and I imagine this is just like an initial thing. I'm imagining that once it's put together, all these things will be on a sheet and not, separate, documents almost.
Right.
Yeah.
So eventually, we will create a sheet that is tailored to this game. Because right now, this simplified sheet was one of the easiest ways I could do it. That would make it so that I could get all the calculations in and make sure everything was cool, and then you guys were good to go. So you could definitely make it an easier sheet that was that's a little more user friendly. So absolutely.
And in regards to the system, I think it's a great system. I think if you have a proper game master like you depicted in this case, then it is a fantastic game system and is a lot of fun, because you brought a lot of action into it with, oh yeah, you hit him this way and it spun him around this way. It gave it a lot more depth than just, okay, you eliminated that target and he's down kind of thing.
It's definitely a more cinematic system, which I like. I think cinematic makes it a lot more fun.
Right, and if my dice rolls didn't suck and one of you got hit really bad, you guys would have seen how the damage works. Because this is another great thing that I think why this game. So Gary Brown did the conversion for the original Supers into the search and destroy system that is the basis for what you're doing now, and the thing that drew him to Supers that made it a perfect fit for things like military operations is you have some really cool stuff as far as so for example, say you take a hard hit and you lose a dice of damage, right? So for example, at one point Nick's character was hiding behind that wall and just getting shredded. Like that mech was throwing down some serious heat on him, right? So if he had been hit, it would have been an easy stretch to say, all right, I don't want to take the damage to my fortitude, which is how much physical damage I could take. Instead, I'm going to take it to my composure, and I was rattled. So now I have, instead of the 2D composure, what's your composure score, Nick?
My composure is 40.
All right, so you had 4D. So instead of 4D, you take a dice of damage on that one. So now your current score would be 3D. So you would not be as effective in the composure area because you're still rattled from being exposed to a hurricane of bullets coming at you.
Okay.
So yeah, those resistances, those are where your damage comes from. So
that's where your health is essentially. So
yeah.
For instance, Knuckleball would have a health of 12.
Well, no, he's got his what do you call it? Not his health, but each one of those scores represents a different part of the character. So say for example, say he got hit by that heavy
rifle,
anti-tank rifle, right? But he didn't want to take it out of fortitude because his fortitude isn't as high, right? He didn't want to risk another injury, so instead he takes it out of his reaction. So how do you play that? Say the armor took it, and now instead of 5D reaction, he's only got 4, or say it did 2 points. So now he's down.
It really
to 3.
hurts and I'm slowed down.
He's slowed down, right? Because a broken rib sucks. You're not going to be as fast when you get that broken rib. So you can tailor the character's damage as well as everything else in the game to simulate the effects of combat. Because I've seen guys and JR has had these discussions with me before. You take a near round and suddenly that soldier who you're counting on to throw lead the other way for you does not want to stick his head back out of that covered position again. So that's either his will or his composure has been rattled. He's taken a point or a dice of damage in that aspect, and that's another great thing about this system is you can simulate those different parts of what can be damaged during a combat, not just the physical but also the mental, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right on. So, gentlemen, any other comments before we call it a night?
None. We don't need to go anywhere else, right? We can just use this system and start moving.
Well, can you do us a favor in the Facebook group? Is this going out to insiders or everybody?
It's broadcasting to Facebook right now.
So once you're
it's going to everybody. It's on the Galaxy Edge YouTube channel as well.
Once you're done with this, can you play? You said your website for your company has a few sample playthroughs.
Yep.
Could you share a few of those with, to show the more of a scope of what the system can do for people?
Absolutely.
Let me ask this question. You had a group that already played through this, right?
I did.
Did they play through this scenario?
They did.
How did they do compared to us?
Are we better?
2 of them died.
Okay, so we're already better.
Well, no, excuse me. One of them died. One Legionnaire got whacked with that anti-tank rifle. Bad. So he had already taken a hit to his will, and he didn't want to take it again, so he's like, oh, I'll roll against my fortitude, because he had a really high fortitude, and I ended up doing 3D of damage, and then right after that, one of the enemy, because they didn't do what you did to keep the enemy in the barracks. Those guys got mobbed. They got mollywomped, and
Yeah.
and they those guys were similarly equipped. They didn't have as good armor or good weapons, but they had good enough. And a couple of them got together and they threw a parcel of grenades. You had 3 teams. Each team threw a grenade.
Yeah.
And he was too slow. He couldn't get out of the way, and he got right after the Leej Armor soaked the majority of that. He got blasted into bits because of the grenade.
Yeah.
But it led to one of the coolest moments in the game. One of the guys starts circling around, and I'm like, all right, so what is your character doing? And he's like, we're legionnaires, we don't leave anyone behind. I was like, oh my god, that's happening. And they actually, like, because there was 5 of them, and 2 of them were down. Like, one of them could still shoot, but only a little. Like, he was rattled bad, but the other one was dead. And
Yeah.
and they routed some of those guys using some pretty interesting tactics and recovered the downed Legionnaire while extracting Nasia. So I was just like, when they said that, I got goosebumps. I'm like, I don't care. That's just badass. I can go home now. So that
All right.
that was
Yeah.
cool. That was definitely pretty cool. But yeah, that rifle. So here's the deal, right? The thing that differentiates certain things when you get to like vehicle killing weapons,
Yeah.
you lose the take the highest 3 part.
Mhm.
So he got hit with a 6D attack and
Ooh.
took 22 points straight.
Jeez
So yeah.
Christ.
Now, granted, when you get hit, because of the armor, you get extra points if you roll against your fortitude instead of whatever. But he'd
Yeah.
already been hit in order to use that roll, so he had to use something else, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very, very cool.
We should run a Kobayashi Maru scenario. Like so, sort of like maybe like a Black Hawk Down, where you just gotta die in place, and let's see what the damage looks like, and let's see how many people Legionnaires can kill.
Oh,
That would be fun.
yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So, all right. So, any other things before we close the doors and take off in a slick?
No,
Galaxy's
I think that's good.
parents.
What was that? Galaxy's Edge? What?
Galaxy's Edge loves you more than your parents.
It's true. It's true. Make sure you KTF. And